I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's number one Chief Rockin' Knicks universe. Your main man's Uncle Freezie. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. Right? All right. Y'all know how we do this thing, man. Blue tears, orange tears, Blorange Tears in the building. What's good? Man, I'm joined by my man, Lee. Lee, what's good, boss?
What's good?
Yeah, man. Man. YC is in the building. DSJ is in the building. Mega NYK is in the building. Okay. Devon Fisher. Fish, what's good? Anthony D is up here. Tween Sam is in the building. Okay. There we go. All right. I see y'all almighty finesses in the building. What's good, man? Old man 803. What's good, man? Lee, what's good, man? How you doing?
Man, slow motion. I had a great day.
Yeah, man.
How about you? What's good with you?
I'm mad. Oh, I'm mad. You know what I'm mad about, bro? I'm still mad about Game 6, bro. I'm still bitter, brother. Bro.
Oh,
Eddie C in the building.
I feel your pain, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm still bitter.
We're on the wrong side of history right now.
I'm mad, bro. I'm
mad,
bro.
I know we could do about it, but we like this until we see what happens.
Somebody gotta get fired for this.
Nah, man. Nah. Ain't working that bad. Yo, man, we got swept, or we didn't look like we didn't put up a fight, I would say yeah. I mean, I'm not saying we need to proceed with the same roster. What I will say is, though, you know what I'm saying, some possible changes. I don't know what position. I don't know. I'm not part of that thinking process, so I can speculate all I want. I can say who I would like. I can say who I wouldn't like. But the fact of it all is we don't have to say it. So I'm just sitting here looking at what they're doing and thinking in my mind, will it work or will it not?
Somebody got to get fired for this shit. Somebody got to get fired. Somebody got to get canned.
Somebody got to be the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, Adam, what's good, bro? Somebody got to get canned, bro.
What's good, boss? Corey Lee, what's good?
What's up?
Somebody got to get fired, Adam.
Tibbs got to get fired, and the coaching staff.
Why would
Just
they be
like
the staff, man?
because the staff has got to go with the coach.
No, it don't. And who
Yeah,
you gonna put in there?
the staff is no good.
Stop, because you came out
Whoever,
with an open-ended statement. Do
listen,
you have a replacement?
whoever the front office brings as the
No,
Knicks coach, the coach has to bring. Listen, the coach has to bring his own
Nah,
coaching
man,
staff.
because you gotta if you got to have an answer for that one.
Each coach has his own coaching staff.
You missing my point, bro. My point is, okay, then who's his replacement? Period. How are we
I don't
gonna
know.
do this? How we gonna make this work?
We have to wait and see what Leon Rose does
So
in the
okay then.
offseason.
Hey, look here, man. I'm not here throwing nobody under the bus this year. I'm not throwing nobody because everybody did well as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, Monty Williams got fired, and I hope Tibbs is next.
Well, that's Monty Williams. I'm sorry to hear that he got fired.
Yeah, man. I was told by G Money. G Money told me.
That's crazy.
I told G Money earlier today. I hope Tibbs is next. Because they definitely need to change the coach, and they need to make some roster changes too.
We got a great culture though. Why change the coach? Our coach is perfect.
No.
We ain't in no trouble.
No.
We don't have no problems.
No. If you see how Coach Tibbs was coaching this team for 3 years, you gotta be scratching your head.
Hold on a second. You gotta think.
You don't want to see Tibbs again for the fourth year.
Hold on a second. Yo, we've been to the playoffs 2 out of the 3 years, bro.
Doesn't matter. His coaching style is
It does matter.
horrible. His coaching style is horrible.
All right. Well, you can. I'm done. Go ahead. You can cry about how horrible they are.
Oh wow. Wow. Did you say somebody had to cry?
I'm saying.
Somebody. Lee, that's what you're saying? Somebody can.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Got us to the Eastern Conference semifinals. Are you serious?
Hey man, can you
And
see can you see what we got on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
You can see what we got on the screen, right? For this reason, somebody need to be fired.
And who you think that should be, Freeze?
Brunson, because he went down there.
Brunson? Why would you fire
He
Brunson?
went down there. Somebody didn't execute in this play. Was it Randle? Did he not crash hard enough?
Let me tell you something. Randle?
Or was it Josh Hart right here at the top of the key? You know what I'm saying? Did he not slide over to try to get the double team up off of him?
No, he did not.
No,
he did not. Josh Hart should not have even been on the floor.
I agree.
Look at this. You see the score? The score is 92-90, right? 19 and a half seconds left to go. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Jalen Brunson is being trapped by the baseline, the person in front of him, and a dude to his side. His only escape is to go straight backwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll let y'all figure out the rest of that.
Oh, of course. He ain't got no choice. He's in the perfect. That's what he. When you teach a trap, that's how you want to teach it. Trap it in the corners.
Right.
You got 4 other defenders.
Corey, let me make this easy for you. Julius Randle, Quentin Grimes, Obi Toppin, Hart and
I wasn't calling the personnel.
Listen,
you got to think. Johnny Bryan has a part of that too.
Listen, I'm gonna name some players that's got to go. Julius Randle, Obi Toppin, Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, Quentin Grimes, and Jericho Sims. They all gotta go.
Man.
That's how you
Man,
start.
you know what,
That's
man?
how you start making roster changes by
All
getting
right, all
new
right, man.
players and
Cool,
then
cool,
filling the
cool, cool.
spots.
And what we gonna replace that with, bro?
Hey, well,
I don't know. I don't.
we'll
You got
see.
all the
Liam
right answers
Rose.
on what to get rid of, but you don't know.
Let's
You ain't got the right answers to replace what you
let's
don't
let's
see.
see let's see if Liam Rose has some magic.
And then you talking about chemistry, bro.
The Knicks don't have no chemistry.
Stop it.
Come on now. Come on,
We
Corey.
had to have something to get what we got.
Come on, Corey. What chemistry do we have if we didn't if we couldn't get
Yo,
past
man,
to make it
Adam,
to
you
conference
must
final?
not remember the teams that we
Come on
could not
now.
even sniff this, let alone think about it, almost touch it. It was tangible. It was tangible. You know what teams this was never tangible for? Let's go to the last dude before Tibbs. How about the two dudes before him? How about the 6 people before them?
The only player that showed up in Game 6 against the Heat was Jalen Brunson.
Okay, so we're gonna just get rid of the
That's
whole
the
team and
only
just keep
player.
Jalen Brunson.
The other 4 guys didn't do crap.
All right, bro.
And the bench people. They didn't do
Okay,
nothing.
bro. Where was you, yo? Because I definitely didn't see you when we won in New York. I didn't see you saying none of this then. Matter of fact, you was sitting in the corner quiet.
What's up, Dre?
Yo,
What up, Joy?
what's up? What up,
What's
Adam?
good,
What up,
bro?
Lee?
Yeah,
What
I
up,
What's
was.
happening,
Freezie?
man?
What up to the chat? What up to the people in the chat box? What up?
Yeah, man. I'm chilling, bro. I was gonna make a point. Then, Adam and Corey Lee started arguing, so I was just letting them.
I
I
don't
was
know if
just
he was.
letting Adam, um, whatever it
Squabble a
was.
little bit.
Yeah,
It
what
was
he was doing,
squabble.
him and Lee was doing. Yeah, yeah.
You know, Joy, I don't know if you believe some of the things I was saying, but some of the things I was saying, it has to be changed, man. Really.
I missed some of it. I missed some of
every
it. We were
He
okay.
saying
wants
fire
the most
tips.
extremes. He wants the head coach and everybody but Brunson to go.
I was saying the front coach, the coaching staff's got to go. Julius Randle, Quentin Grimes, Obi Toppin, Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, and Jericho Sims. They gotta go.
Well, I'll say this. I won't use hyperbole and go to the extremes, but if you want to up your standard or want to contend for a title, yes, some of these guys are going to have to go. That's just the nature of the business.
Yeah,
If you want to compete for a title, ultimately, not like we're not going to keep 90% of these people here. That
no, hell
that's
no.
just there's going to be roster turnover. There's going to be things like that. There's going to be probably we might have to move off of Tibbs if we want to contend. Like it's not an indictment on Tibbs. Tibbs is a very good coach.
He
Tibbs is
was,
a
but
very, very good coach.
he is. But if we want to get deeper into the playoffs, we have to get a different coach.
That might be a thing. That's not an indictment on Tibbs. That just might be what it is.
You heard that Monty Williams got fired, right?
But yeah, I mean,
Okay, so I'm
every
hoping Tibbs is
every
next.
every like, well, I won't say that. There's connections and all these other things that are at play. And to that point, a lot of the things that go wrong with our offense are directly linked to Tibbs and his
Exactly.
philosophies in the regular season that don't work in the playoffs.
Exactly.
I believe at the bottom at that point we had a timeout and we didn't use it when we could have. We could have used the timeout and tried to alter lineup out there to create spacing or manufacture spacing. Where we tried to go with the flow, and the Miami Heat switched into an overload type zone defense.
Basically, they put all the eyes on the guy that was killing them.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah.
basically. Ron, what's good, boss?
Man.
Ron Cleveland, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? What's going on with y'all, man? I
Man,
hear
I'm
y'all.
I'm I'm hurt, bro. Ron, I'm hurt, bro. I'm hurt and I'm mad. I'm angry, but I'm not angry as in evil. I'm angry as in heartbroken. You know what I'm saying? You
I
know,
feel you.
like how like I'm not I don't want to be mean in this moment. That's not my nature. Right? You know what I'm saying? But
Look,
I
That's
feel
why
man.
like
everybody.
I'm looking at this play right here on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the play on the screen right now, right? You know what that
Yeah,
tells me? This play right here on the screen
you got
tells
Josh
me
Hart wide open. That ball was supposed to come back to Josh Hart.
Josh Hart shouldn't even been on the floor.
Exactly, but if he gonna be there, you got to
He got
throw
to
it to
be
him.
if he gonna be there, he got to be a guard, right? Because look at what Josh Hart is, right? Like look at their body positioning, right? Jimmy Butler and the other guy are there about to put their hands up on a shorter player. Jalen Brunson is not their height. Jalen Brunson is shorter than them, and Josh Hart, in this moment is about 22 feet away, about to start clapping his hands and putting his hands up like a short Jalen Brunson can see over those two defenders.
But you know what? I remember watching that play in real time before
Right.
them guys collapsed completely. He was open, and he
Yeah.
wasn't covered. He held it too long. If he
Right.
would have kicked, but this is a prime example, and no knock to Jalen Brunson because I love him and what he did for us this year. That game wouldn't even been close without him. That's why I didn't go in on him for that turnover because I'm like, okay, things happen. But the thing is, when I look at the play, I'm like, if he would have kicked it out to him sooner, before that double team fully came, because they had to commit it, and I'm like, okay, well, he got him, he wide open, but he waited too late to give the ball up, and by then you can see the damage is done right there. That was a wrap. That play
Yeah.
was over with.
But I
That play
wanna
was over with.
I wanna say this. Like, even if he were to give it to him,
What's he gonna do with it?
Bam is
Hey,
gonna sink into the paint and dare him to shoot.
well, you
Yep.
know
Yeah.
what? If he shoot and he missed, I'm gonna live with that.
I'm not gonna live with that because
No.
Josh Hart shouldn't be taking the threes that might affect us to going towards. Like, let's put it this way: the Knicks held Miami to 92 points. That
Yep.
should be enough to win every single
Any
game,
NBA game. Yep. Yep.
and it wasn't enough because up until that point, Josh Hart was on the court substituting for what reason I don't know.
I don't even know.
He
Why is
Well,
he
played 8 minutes, damn near 8 minutes next to RJ. We know that lineup didn't work, but
oh
Tibbs
yeah, but
panicked.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, all that we know what the thing looked like with them two on the floor. It doesn't work.
right?
But the fact that he's on that floor, if he's on that floor and the floor is space, you got to give that ball up to him because going even 2-on-1 is crazy if you got a man wide open. And but
But
you know what the real culprit is, Freezy, of this.
it's Josh Hart. We got to get him out of here.
But you know what else? But you know what else is highlights?
It's
You gonna
it's
read
it's
what's
it's, jo-
highlights
it's
for us?
Josh Hart. We got to get Josh Hart out of here on the first thing smoking.
Hunter
I
Graham.
hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you. But you know,
no, a
but,
trailways. We got to get him out
but
of
you
here
know,
on a
but you
This
know what
trailways.
else?
this is where Ron Cleveland needs to do his captain
But you,
speaking.
but you know what else? This highlights for me when I saw this happen. I said this is the effects of when you got an ISO heavy offense.
Yep.
Because look, not even Josh Hart on that play. A lot of people was just standing around watching Brunson, and we talk about that till ad nauseum. How
Right.
this team does not move, and anybody that say this is not an ISO heavy team, I don't know what you've been watching all 82 games and even in these playoffs. That's what made Miami
Yep.
defense even better against us because we stand around and we watch, and that's exactly what happened in that play. People were sitting around watching, and once Julius Randle tried to cut, it was too late. Because what you run into when everybody ready to paint, you trying to run where the defense at. So this is the culprit. That offense has to change next season, first and foremost. Period. That got to change. That got to change. That got to change. And I'm gonna tell you, so far as me, I'm not gonna even go in on Tibbs because where really the pendulum, the problem really falls at is the personnel. We couldn't shoot all season. We don't have shooters on this team,
I'll
and something has to change.
I'll say this
Something.
wrong. I'll say
You're
this
right
wrong.
about you're right
I'll say
about
this wrong.
that.
You remember the 2017 Rockets with Chris Paul and Harden,
Yeah,
and all they
yeah,
did was
that
run
team.
isolation,
And
and they
Gerald
had
Green and
shooters.
PJ Tucker and Robert
Yeah.
Covington.
They
and
had shooters, but
Eric Gordon.
that was figured out anyway. Because stagnant offense, even if you have the shooters, if guys are standing in the same spot all game and you a good shooter, you become predictable.
There you go. So you just proving the point.
So it don't
That
even
offense
matter
really
if it
shouldn't have-
like I'm saying like Ron, hold on. It don't even
Yeah.
matter the personnel. If we had dead eye snipers out there, we running the same offense.
That's the
Eventually, it's
problem.
gonna get figured out. Like you
That's
can't run that
that's why I said
stagnant
the
offense.
offense has to change. We got to change this offense. The offense has to change, and we got to get away from all that ISO. We got to get away from ISO heavy, and we got to get shooters. Point blank.
But you know what though, the thing is I understand what y'all talking about with the ISO thing, man. In crunch time though, you know what I'm saying, the best players in the NBA are gonna try to do their thing to get a bucket.
But this is
And
the problem,
this
Freezie.
right here is crunch time. Right,
But we do it all the
But this is the
time.
problem.
but no,
All the
let
time, it's
me
gonna be
finish.
easier
Let me
to
finish
defend
my.
against
All right,
the-
Let me
all
finish
right,
my point. Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Let me finish my
Go
point.
ahead.
And this time it's under 20 seconds. You down by 2, right? This is all offense right here. You're not worried about the other team scoring. Because if they score, the game over anyway. Right now, you need offense, right? Where we immediately went wrong is by having Josh Hart on the floor. And for those that are going to say, well, we got him out there because we need rebounding. Okay, if you need rebounding, then you put a big on the floor, right? Because look at the personnel grouping on the floor, right? Who's playing the 5 for us in this picture? Y'all can see it, right?
Mhm.
Right?
Yep.
Look at this. Look at this lineup, right? The best offense or the person with the purest jump shot on the floor is the person farthest away from Jalen Brunson,
which didn't make no sense.
which didn't make no
Yep.
sense,
Exactly.
right? The person that we have confident in playmaking, right? Right? The person that we have that's a playmaker, right? Offensively, is the person the farthest away from the ball, right? We have a glue guy as the closest player to Jalen Brunson right there. So even if Jalen Brunson makes that pass, first of all, why is Josh Hart behind the free throw line when he not even a free throw shooter, right?
But you
Secondly, no, hold on. Secondly, look at all this space right here. When you look at the guy at the free throw line, the defender at the free throw line is not threatened by no offensive player. He basically is playing free safety, right? Because if Hart tries to throw this pass to Hart, he's going to slide over and pick that pass off. That's why Brunson didn't make the pass, right? If he tries to throw it across to the other wing, he's going to drop back and intercept that pass out to the guy on the wing, and the guy in the deep cover, in the deep corner, Quentin Grimes, is already covered. Brunson sees this already. That's why the pass is not already made.
But you know,
Right.
Freezie.
Go ahead, Ron. No, go ahead. I ain't gonna say nothing else. Go ahead, dog.
But you know, I'm gonna tell you. I see you highlighting this play, right? But
Right.
the real truth of the matter, man.
Ron, the real truth is this play actually happened. Ron, this play actually happened.
But we lost.
This is the real truth, Ron. This
We
is
lost, but
now,
this is
Ron.
the
Now I
truth.
feel like you're trying to play me like
No,
I'm just put this
no,
play
I
up
ain't
here
trying to
for.
play you. I'm
This play never happened.
Julius Randle.
This is
and RJ ain't showed up.
this is video proof right here.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but Julius Randle and RJ ain't showed up. And what about the play that was drawn up? A beautiful play when Quentin Grimes was wide open and missed a three, an air ball 3.
I remember that. I remember that.
You ain't highlighting that play.
No.
So it ain't but one play.
But what was
your two big guys didn't show up. Julius Randle and RJ didn't show up.
Right.
That's why we
Also
lost the game.
ultimately, what you're saying is
That's why we lost the game.
It's not Josh Hart play. It's not Josh
Oh
Hart
no,
fault right here on this play.
I ain't letting him off the hook.
Oh, don't forget Emmanuel quickly didn't show up either down too.
But I ain't quickly out hurt. I'm talking about the guys that played in this game. Julius Randle and RJ gave us nothing offensively. Nothing.
And I want to say this.
That's what should be getting the eye of this.
I'm agree with you, Ron. I'm agree with you, Ron. But in the same token,
Dre, hold on. Nah, man, listen. All the other stuff y'all talk about don't have nothing to do with what I'm talking about right now. Right? All that other stuff, that's fine. I'm talking about in this moment right here. I don't care about the other stuff. I can get to that. My point was right here in this moment right here.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. I ain't condoning
That's what I'm saying. Of course, we know Randle didn't play good.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been.
Mitch didn't play good.
He shouldn't have been on the floor. Matter of fact, if you're looking for a shooter, that's the time you should have peeled. You should have peeled Evan Fournier off the floor. A known shooter.
You know what you could have did right here, Ron? This is the person that I wish was on the floor in this situation. Obi Toppin.
Constant movement.
Obi. At least Obi is gonna make that defense work at 3 levels because he's an athlete at the rim. He's a decent 3-point shooter, right? Josh Hart is not gonna do anything when he catch it.
Yeah, his 3-point shot fell off.
We saw him. And the reason why I have this play because there was a similar play in Game 5, a similar play to this one. We gave Josh Hart the ball. He caught it, dribbled it in the paint, and forced a pass to Randle that went out of bounds. That's why I have this play up because it's the same play from Game 5. You give it out to Josh Hart, and Josh Hart doesn't shoot it or rotate it around the perimeter. He drove into the teeth of the defense and tried to wrap around and give it to Randle, and it went out of bounds. It was Heat basketball.
I tell you what, Freezie. So what we gonna do to fix this thing next season? We all agree as Knicks fans, we can't come back with what we're looking at, either personnel or this offense. What you
Josh Hart got to go, bro.
What up?
What's
up,
Bully?
What up, Freezie? What up, man, Ron?
What's going on, man?
Adam. What's up, Dre?
Sure.
What we got to do?
Yeah, what we got to do to fix
I think Uncle Freezie is right. Josh got to go, and I need Randle to get that Greyhound. Facts. I need him. I need Randle. I told Corey earlier I was going to talk about Randle. I know I ain't trying to really change the subject that much, but I can't take him no more. I don't like his attitude. I don't like his body movement. I don't like his body language. I don't like none of it. He got to go.
This is the needed talk right now because you best believe this is the talk the front office having right now. Who to keep and who got to go.
He got to go.
Josh Hart got to get. Josh Hart got to get out.
Because Josh got to go too. I like his heart, but he can't shoot, man.
These guys, bro. These Josh Hart, Keith Bogans, Alec Burks type players. Tibbs will get them and run. Tibbs will get them and try to turn them into a franchise player.
And you know the problem too, Freezie, when you look at it, really, is him and Grimes is the same exact player.
Man,
them two the same.
I like Grimes.
Bro, hey, look, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Grimes' defense on Jimmy Butler was 10 times better than Hart.
Oh yeah, his defense was better. Both of them guys refused to shoot when they got wide open shots a lot of time, and it make me want to pull my hair, and I ain't got no long hair.
Bro, I'm gonna say this when we talk about Randle, like the marriage of Tibbs and Randle is kind of toxic, and it doesn't work. Like, it doesn't work in the playoffs. Like, you can't have both. You can't have one or the other.
Truth be told, even further than that, Dre, and we've been saying it a while, RJ and Julius on the floor together is a bad mix.
RJ, Julius, and Josh Hart on the floor together at the same time.
Any lineup with Josh Hart in it is a bad lineup, bro. Because of what he is as an NBA player. He's a 6'4"-ish player. You can't call him a shooting guard because he don't shoot and he don't guard.
Energy guy. He bring energy.
He ain't really a small forward,
and he not a small forward either.
Well, we know two people that definitely gone is Derrick Rose and Evan Fournier. Them two guys is gone.
Bro, peace of D Rose, man.
Yeah, shout out to D Rose, man. He ain't did nothing wrong.
I hope they put Josh Hart in his suitcase, bro. Josh Hart don't give you. Josh Hart is Frank Ntilikina, bro.
Freezie, you know, I'm listening to you talk, and it's like the game just went off, man. I feel your heat coming through this thing, man, and it is warranted. But they got to get better. We got to modernize this offense, man, and that's what I've been yelling all season. This the thing that I hate. I understand at times you got to go ISO, man. You ain't got no choice, but we do it too doggone much, and it came back bite us
and bite us in the butt.
It's too much because if I see you, all you doing is running ISO. Eventually, I'm gonna figure out how to stop you.
But
that's
Ron,
what we do.
I got you on that part in terms of the big picture, but I'm not talking about the big picture. I'm talking about this moment right here. Josh Hart is almost at the top of the key, right? Where he should. You see look at the bottom. You see front row, right? Josh Hart should be on the front right where those two dudes with the black shirts are.
Yep,
see
right.
On the wing.
He should be right there off Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, he should be on the wing.
But Josh Hart is not a guard, so he don't understand that. He don't understand because what happens is if he comes down to where those two dudes right over where you see 90, and you'll see two dudes with dark shirts, right? Josh Hart should be standing right there, so Brunson can just reverse pivot out of that, do a skip pass, and we can then and hear me out on this. He can reverse the ball around the perimeter and get that thing back to Grimes for a wide open three on the backside.
But you know, and you look at that play, them guys were ball watching, man. I go back to they was ball watching. I remember watching that play in real time. They were ball watching, and then Julius Randle tried to cut to the basket where everybody
Try to cut to the. Well, you're right about that. I remember that.
They were ball watching.
Right. Hey, Freezie. You know what this,
I'm sorry, Alden. Sorry. Go
ahead.
You know what this video also proves to me? That Miami knew that Brunson has the hot hand, so they decided to double team him to try to turn the ball over.
I mean, he had 39 points at the time. He had 39. We know.
He was all the offense. He was all the offense.
And I also want to say what was said on Friday by State of New York and Stephen A. Those two guys were right about Julius Randle. He's got to go.
He got to go, kid.
Right.
Man, I'm not listening to Hambo Smith.
Right, but the point that I'm getting at though
Corey called him Hambo Smith
is in this play right here, in this one play right here, when we talk about like who should go and who should stay. When we look at the box score and we live and die with every shot. You can't live and die with every shot because nobody's going to score 40 points a game, right?
Exactly.
But in these minute plays like there's another play, Obi Toppin at the free throw line down 77-75, right? Obi will go to the free throw line and he looks so scared. You think that Obi Toppin he looked like the IRS was in his living room, bro. Obi Toppin looked like he was lost in East New York, bro. That's how scared he was.
I'm gonna tell you what.
And he rattled down the first free throw, right? He rattled down the first free throw. Nobody from the Knicks went to him and like, "Yo, come on, big fella, you got it." Nobody encouraged him or nothing. And you know what happened on the second free throw?
Bricked it.
He missed, and then the Knicks had to continue playing down by 1 point. Right, I think Dre said it right. Where Dre said, the Knicks never tied or went ahead in the second half in this game at all.
Nope, in fact, that was fact.
Right. Little things. You have a chance to tie the game. And when you tie the game, the coach can coach different.
Yeah, and there's pressure.
Right.
Pressure now.
And then after Obi missed that free throw, Miami comes down. Josh Hart in the paint. Looking for rebounds, and his man is wide open at the top of the key for three.
You know,
and knocked down the three, and then now we down by 4 because because two players in the moment, and two players shrunk in the moment, bro.
And you know what else, Freeze? You know
couldn't get over the hump, man.
It was a reoccurring theme again. Not getting them extra chance shots, man. Them stopping them second chance shots from Miami. Every time Miami got a second chance, it seemed like they made a shot.
They made us pay. Every time.
Every time. I'm like,
yes, they did, Dre.
We can't get a second chance. We can't stop them. But I'm going to tell y'all another thing for me. I'm going to tell y'all another thing for me. I like Mitchell Robinson, but this is how I feel. I ain't talking about for no other Knicks fan. For me, we gotta upgrade that center position. I need some scoring.
Who we gonna get?
I can't go
I like
in
Mitch.
this modern day of basketball and have a center that can't give me nothing offensively. No, man. I can't have it.
We need to get a center. We need to get a center player that can hit free throws.
And I ain't saying get rid of Mitchell Robinson, but Hartenstein may need to go too. Because I can't have two.
I don't know, man. I like Hart, man.
Hey,
I like
Hart.
Man, listen, y'all are tripping.
Hey, hear me up, fellas. Hear me up.
I
I
like
like
Hart,
what he
man.
does. I like what he does. He got a little floater, and he can initiate. He can give great passes, good passes.
Right.
But I need scoring. I need a threat. That
Tibbs is doing that to him, bro, because that's what he been his whole career, and then he come here and don't do it.
And he don't look nothing like that. He don't look nothing. I don't know if it was Tibbs asking him to do, or he said because he ain't even taking 3-point shots and he could shoot threes before he got it. So
right.
I don't know.
And Ron, but he was shooting threes from the corner at the beginning of the season.
Yes, he was.
So you know what that tell you, right? That's not him.
It's either the coach or it's on him.
That's Tibbs telling him not to do it, bro.
That's on coach.
But I can tell
you remember he was passing. He was passing a lot more earlier in the year. Then he got one turnover, and Tibbs was like, "Nah, I'm not doing this no more."
And I remember the play. I remember the play like a tragedy, bro. Isaiah Hartenstein get the ball at the free throw line, like where this dude in the white is at, right there, and Obi is right there off the logo, the 35th anniversary logo. And Hartenstein threw Obi a bounce pass so he can cut to the rim and dunk. But Obi saw somebody at the rim start to go and stop, and the ball went out of bounds. And you know what that is, right? That's not an Obi turnover. That's a Hartenstein turnover.
Yep.
Tibbs took him out the game, and you ain't seen none of that for the rest of the year, bro.
Man, I need an upgrade at that center, man. I need that, man. I need somebody who can
an upgrade
on the other team defense. I can't have no player just trying to drop passes off to the guards and all that to try to get them. Man,
so Ron, you say blow the whole thing up?
I ain't saying blow the whole thing up.
Not blow the whole thing up.
I don't want to blow the whole thing up, man. We just need
Brunson is a keeper.
Some pieces. That's it.
Yeah, we just need a few more pieces, man.
Either Tibbs got to change or we need a new coach, bro. That's as simple as it is.
To a modern style of offense,
Tibbs is not changing. He's 66 years old.
Absolutely right.
Tibbs is not changing his 8-man
rotation. He's not going to change.
But like, this is what I mean by like Tibbs will fall back to what he knows or who he is when the pressure gets high. We in the end of the game, right? The fourth quarter, and he decides to go with the lineup that didn't work all series just because he has some sort of like it gives him comfort. Like he went back to that RJ, Randle, Mitch, Hart, Brunson lineup that didn't work this entire series because he panicked. We
had a 14-point lead. He went to that lineup and he cut the lead to 7.
Yep.
When Brunson
I was watching for the bushes.
The game was over once Brunson went to that bench. It was over.
And even another thing, he was running his same regular season rotation instead of staggering Brunson and Randle.
Yeah, but when he brought both them guys up at the same time, I was like, "What?
What are you doing? You there's no time. There's no point in this game that we watch right here, Cleveland, where Jimmy or Bam were not on the court. One or the other were on the court at all times.
At all times.
And that's what. And immediately when them boys did that, when he did that, you saw 3 straight turnovers. 3 straight turnovers. Hart. Who was it?
Deuce.
Hart got a turnover, and I know RJ got with it. Somebody else, because it was like 3 straight turnovers.
Bro, you any lineup with Josh Hart in it is bad, bro. But because the thing about it is if he was a 6'8" small forward doing those things, then we could almost see. But we don't. He's not a 6'8" small forward, bro. This dude is legit a 6'4" Michael Cage.
He said Michael Cage.
That's all he is.
Michael Cage.
Michael Cage. Y'all remember Michael Cage with the Luther Vandross curly kid?
Yeah. Jerry curl. Ready for the world, Jerry curl.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Y'all can be honest. Might be. Which one of y'all had a Jerry curl in the 80s though?
Never had
S
one.
curl.
Never.
Man, I had an
I had
S
an
curl. I ain't
S-curl.
gonna
You never
front.
had an
Ain't
S-curl?
no future.
Jerry curl.
Man, ain't no future in front, man. I had an S curl.
My hair was
Bro,
already
I ain't
naturally
lying.
curly. That's why I'm bald
Oh,
now.
the A&M.
That man Bully was a pretty boy.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jerry curl,
man.
you had to go get rollers put in your head, man.
Man, I'm cool
You
now,
had to
man.
get
You know
rollers
what
put
I'm
in
saying?
your head.
I had an
That's
S
when you
curl.
was
I was on the
getting
kit. If you look at the kit, you gonna see me. You
Bim.
heard?
And so this is how
Ain't no
I
need to
know,
lie.
like, this is how I know the generations be different, right? Because back then we didn't even have Jerry curls, bro. Like Jerry curls came out like 86. Cats
Right,
in the
86.
tri-state area had classy curls.
That's
Remember
right.
classy curl?
TCB.
Yeah,
TCB. Come on, son.
TCB. Yeah, that's what I'm
Come on,
saying.
kid.
Yo,
Come on,
And
kid. Uncle
you had
Freezie,
S-curl
man.
and you had the Duke.
And the Duke, right. There you go. And the girls had the door knockers, man. Stop playing, man.
And
The
then
buns,
really
man.
why you
A
had
doobie.
the
Come on,
S-curl
man.
come
is
on,
because if
man.
you
Come
had your
on.
hair cut low with that S-curl in it, that
With
thing
that
was
S curl
faded.
out there looking like Dominique Wilkins.
Yo, going to automotive. Yo, straight up, I had the Brooks like Dominique, right? Going to automotive high in Brooklyn, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was that dude, boy. I had them
Well,
Latinas going
you put
crazy
S-curl
over
in
the
your
dude.
shag.
Yeah. I had that
Your
S
man
curl. I
said
ain't
a
gonna front.
shag.
Nah, not no shag now. Come on, you going too far,
You
dog.
remember the
You
shag?
going too far, man. That's right. Get that Afro Sheen spray out. Honk T. Word. Had that
But
Yeah,
Afro
I'm gonna
Sheen
tell y'all,
straight.
man, the Knicks
Mm.
ain't far away. I just hope the front office do right by us because we've been
DSJ, I
suffering
see
a
you.
long time. But I'll say this: they have to swing for the fences, fellas. They can't sit
Big
on their
time.
hands because you talking about the Knicks was close to going to the Eastern Conference Finals. It ain't that we just made it to the playoffs and got knocked out in 6. We made it to the second round.
Yeah, yes, we did. I'm
You
proud
know
of
what I
them.
mean? Very
I'm
close to
proud.
going to the Eastern
I'm
Conference Finals.
proud.
If them two other guys would have showed up in that game, Freezer, we talking a whole different language tonight. We'd have been getting ready for Game 7.
but
If them
Nigga,
other
you
two
crazy.
guys would have showed up, even with all the flaws.
I get what you saying, bro. But there are so many. This right here this clip is only partially a part of what we saw throughout the series. These moments right here are Knicks players that are scared, right?
I
They
hear
Look
you.
at
wasn't ready for the moment. They wasn't
But
ready.
you know what
your
that was,
shooting
Freezer?
guard, your starting shooting guard that started all season is tucked in the corner with a man by him. He is not even looking to bail out Jalen Brunson, bro. He's hiding behind defenders.
That's what we
He
saw.
should have been.
We
He
saw a
should have
lot of
been.
that all
Matter of
season.
fact, where Hart was, that's where he should have been
That's
lined
what
up
That's what
anyway.
we
In the first
said.
point, Hart should have been on the other side.
Yes.
He should have
that's
been
the
closer
point
to
that I'm
Brunson.
getting at. And the
We
dude
said that
playing center
earlier.
field, the dude playing center field right here, that's looking at Brunson, wherever Brunson gonna go with the ball. Brunson sees him right here. Brunson is looking at him. That's the reason Brunson tried to force the pass to Randle, because the other dude, no matter where he would have went with the ball, that dude would have been like a free safety out there picking up.
Yeah, he would have stole it, but Hart, like you said, Hart should have been on the wing. He should have been near the ref.
Hart should have been on the bench, bro. That should have been Fournier out there, bro.
Yeah, Fournier should have been on the floor
Fournier
too,
or
for real.
Obi, bro. You got to put a legit. If you're hunting for the 3, why you gonna give it to a streaky 3-point shooter that don't even want to shoot?
I want to say.
Why is he the first option out of this trap?
I want to say this one thing, Freezy.
DSJ here
Like
cutting up. I'm sorry.
we can get on Randall, but this offense did him no favors in terms of getting easy shots.
Facts.
He is a power forward. Tips keeps trying to treat him like he a small forward. He is a power forward.
I agree with that.
He's not Jason Tatum.
No,
It's
he's
fine.
not
Like
Jason Tatum,
Far
not
from
even
it.
close.
we never give him the ball with momentum going towards the rim. We give him the ball at the 3-point line where he already on a bad wheel, where he can't
And
run by
ask
nobody.
him to back somebody down.
right.
And all his shots, legitimately, if you look at his shot diet, he took what? He took what? 14 shots. I'm willing to bet at least 11 of them were heavily contested.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then here's the other thing too, Bully. Here's the thing I want to put Bully, right? Bully, check this out. Right. You see this one play right here, right? Where Hart is the option out of a trap, right? This has been happening to us since Josh Hart has got here. Right. And in this case, if I asked you to take a wild guess or how many shots you think the Knicks took on this night that they lost? Take 3 guesses on how many shot attempts, field goal attempts you think the Knicks took.
For Josh Hart?
For the whole team.
On this play for the whole
team.
I think they was like
about 80,
14
90, about 80, 90, 100.
Give it.
100.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say 70%.
They on this night right here, on this night, right? The Knicks took 71 shots in a NBA game in 2023. The Knicks average 84 shots a game, right? Is what they average.
Right.
That's what they average. 84 shots a game, right? 83 shots a game. Somewhere in the neighborhood. On this night, the Knicks took 71 shots.
That's crazy.
That's
Translation.
That's crazy.
They're 2 shots away from taking a number in the 60s. They're barely in the that is 1989 NBA basketball.
You know that tell me one or two things, Freezie.
Yes.
That tell me one or two things.
Right.
Either you turning the ball over like crazy, or you running the shot clock down and taking shots.
And took the shots at the last second.
One of the two things.
But that's what Julius do anyway. It wasn't that ISO, spin and win. Try to get to the basket and always lose the ball all the time.
But the coach enables that.
Right.
But then Freezie and them is right. It's time for a coaching change, man. We need a new coach then.
I'm gonna tell you
can't keep having Randle keep doing the same old thing all the time and losing. He shot us out of a lot of games.
Our offense is outdated, just like the triangle.
Right.
Oh wow.
Right.
Yeah.
And Ron, and this is the thing. I'm glad I talked to Dre about this earlier. This is one of the things I wanted to run by you.
AD is right. AD.
When's the last time you saw a Knicks power forward catch a lob for a dunk in the half court?
You don't see that.
I'm asking. When's the last time you saw it under Tibbs?
From half court?
No, in the half court offense.
In the half court.
Yeah.
Somebody set a screen and he come. Nah, that don't happen.
Right. And here's the other thing too. Here's the other thing, and I can point it out now that we got the team on up here on the screen, right? When's the last time you saw a guard from the Knicks drive baseline and dunk?
Iman Shumpert.
Nothing under Tibbs, right? Nothing under Tibbs, right?
No.
Nope.
Under this regime? Nah, not under this regime.
No.
Backside actions on this, the backside actions in this offense are non-existent, right? Like think about this. What you watching right now, and I know this is still, right? But when you look at Grimes, and I think that's RJ, right? Look at Grimes and RJ. Their feet are set to receive a pass from Brunson.
Yeah.
Right now, right, but
nothing in the paint.
But there are 5 people in between Brunson and RJ and Brunson and Grimes. There are legit 5 people in between them. How is Brunson supposed to get the ball to them?
And they double teaming him, so he can't even see.
And then the thing is too, the sideline actually has the defender too. It's a wrap.
Facts.
Right.
That's the 6 man, the sideline.
Yeah, 6 defenders. Right. But all of this starts by Tibbs not swallowing his ego and at least thinking about putting Obi or Fournier on the floor.
That's really what it comes down to, because Fournier should have seen some time in this series.
You think Fournier ain't going to get that ball to shoot it?
Man, and Fournier can get his own shot too without needing somebody to create for him neither.
Prince Toast gonna shoot that ball.
The one thing I learned about Evan Fournier, there has never been a situation where you had to convince Evan Fournier to shoot.
And more often than not, he gonna make it.
Right. Yeah, right.
Did y'all see what Diaz just say? Diaz just said? Why nobody is not occupying the baseline? Why Brunson is? You know what I'm saying? That's a good point. Why ain't nobody occupying that baseline?
Yep.
Helping them out.
Yeah. They were ball watching. That's what they were doing.
This whole setup right here. This whole setup. It looks simple, right? It looks simple until you think about all the things that went wrong with this setup.
It was doomed from the start by the personnel grouping.
Right. Look at Randle. Randle is on the box. Why is Randle not at the free throw line occupying the free safety? Right? See the free safety.
He looked disengaged. He looked like he wasn't even. I'm sorry, Uncle Freezie. He looked like he wasn't even in the game, man. He just if his shots is not popping right off the muscle, he just gives up, man. He a total diva, man. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Uncle Freezie. I just wanted to throw that in there. He a diva, dude.
And so if Randle, because think about this, if Randle goes to the free throw line, right, then there's a potential for Grimes to sneak in at the basket, catch, and get a layup in the basket.
Cut on the back door.
Ron, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was telling y'all to relax when I was like, yo, y'all relax, man. Let me walk y'all through this thing. Because there's so many options on this thing. None of them go right. Because you have Josh Hart in the wrong spot.
At the top of the key.
I agree. I'm listening to all y'all. Y'all all
I can picture that back door too, Freezer. When you said that about Randle coming up to that free throw line, if Randle come, his man got to come with him.
Yep.
And that's gonna cause that back door to come open.
I'm gonna respond to AD real quick.
AD.
That's not what Randle wants to be. It's just how Tibbs utilizes him.
That's how Tibbs treat him, like a little, you know what, like a little female, man.
He wants to.
He want to be the leader.
He wants to use him as an all-in-one superstar, but
he ain't. He's not that.
He's not that, and he's doing a disservice to Randle's skill set.
Y'all remember when we lost the Atlanta series, right? It was reported that Randle went and told Tibbs that what they was doing wasn't working, that the team had figured it out, that Atlanta was giving them business.
Right.
And Tibbs would not change. So Randle went to him and told him.
So he said, so Ron, you saying that Randle said, I don't want to be that dude? He want to fall in the shadow?
No. He was like, Randle was probably saying, give me the ball in a different position.
He was telling them that when they were doing one work against Atlanta.
And got you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Tibbs would not change.
Got you.
Right.
I got you.
Right. And the other thing too, the reason why it didn't work was because in Atlanta, Clint Capella was physically accosting our cutters. Like we was there at the game. You could hear the slaps Clint Capella was putting on RJ when RJ was good. RJ was like, just trying to make it through the lane. They wouldn't call it. So now when they cutting, they worried about getting hit up by Capella as opposed to Randle hitting them cutting to the rim. So now Randle can't throw to the cutters because the cutter's not cutting. The only person that's open, that's not afraid, is Nerlens Noel. And every time you throw Nerlens Noel the ball, bro, it's a turnover.
Or injury.
You know that's gonna happen,
bro. Man, in game 3, we use that game 3, right? Man, Randle got the ball. He was double teamed in the paint. He kicked it out to Nerlens Noel in the corner for 3, right? Soon as Randle let it go, Randle was like,
"Oh no!"
Yeah. He's like, "Hey, I'll throw it over there." But Nerlens Noel was so open that at a bare minimum, if he catches it, you can reset your offense. But guess what happened, Ron? The ball goes through his legs like Bill Buckner. He was over there by himself.
You know why? Because Nerlens Noel run like the praying mantis.
Yeah, he the praying mantis.
I'm gonna respond one more time to Anthony D. That was and in New Orleans he had the ball in his hands, he brought the ball up, but he also was doing a lot more pick and roll, like going downhill, which is why he had his most efficient year of his career in terms of shooting percentage. So like he was letting Drew Holiday get the ball and running pick and roll, and he would go downhill. It was Elfrid Payton. My bad. It was Elfrid Payton, and he would go downhill. He wasn't taking as many jumpers as he does right now. Like he was finishing at the rim back then. He would take some threes, occasional threes, but he wouldn't take those isolation mid-range jumpers that Tibbs allows him to take.
And he get mad, bro. When cats say that right there, that is so out of context. Man, when Julius Randle grabbed a rebound in New Orleans with Alvin Gentry, are you seriously, AD, comparing Alvin Gentry's offense to Tom Thibodeau's offense? Man, come on, man.
That was crazy.
Alvin Gentry can't coach no defense, but he sure have a high power.
He got offense, yeah. He definitely got offensive power.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We be saying stuff so far out of context, bro.
And think about it, when Julius Randle exploded was with New Orleans for that 1 year.
Yep, that one
Yeah,
year. Yep,
that was
that's what
his
he got
first year.
to
He
do.
averaged. That was his first year. He
Mm-hmm.
averaged 20 points per game, and he
And
was
that's
shooting
what
above 50%.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But they had
it wasn't.
playmakers with they had playmakers on the
And
floor
you
with
know what
Randall.
else? It wasn't.
For
It
sure,
wasn't
Freezie,
a
for sure.
chore to score playing with New Orleans because you had to respect everybody on the floor.
Because they ran secondary, tertiary
Mm-hmm.
actions. They ran bailout. Bro, in an offense, in an NBA offense, if you don't have a bailout, then you don't have an offense. But the Knicks bailout is ISO.
AKA contingency
Terrible.
plan.
You know what I'm saying? I bail out 4 seconds left on the clock. We ain't got nothing. Just give it to Randall and let him jab step, pump fake, jab step, rip through.
And we all know. Let's call it what it is. ISO offense is not. That's not a high percentage shot.
Yeah, that's
That's
No,
not a high
And
that's a
percentage.
one hitter
the
quitter.
reason why it's that is because we think Mitch can get every offensive rebound. So if you just throw it up at the rim, Mitch is going to clean it up. But Miami Heat know that too, so they send everybody to the paint.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest
and you know
problem
what?
with this team. We are a '90s basketball team in every sense of the word. This team is.
I'm not going for it. I
like
was
a
yelling.
90s possible.
I'm sorry, Ron. I was yelling for them to beat a '90s team, but I didn't think that we would break down or regress back to some of that corniness. That we wasn't doing nothing. Like the Miami Heat was just running all over us like we wasn't nothing. I did at one point in the beginning when we got to the playoffs, we needed that 90s style play of New York basketball, but I wanted to see some type of elevation to it, not be stuck in the box. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I wanted the '90s defense, but I wanted a modern offense. But the problem is we got a '90s defense with a '90s complete team. This team, when you look at this roster, this is every bit of them '90s, early 2000. You got a center that plays just like Tyson Chandler.
right.
And you know what really annoys me about Randall is that he's dribbling the ball towards the hoop, and instead of him taking the ball all the way to the hoop, he's going to pass the ball to Mitchell Robinson. Then he can't even catch the ball.
I'm gonna say this.
I've seen that play.
He's so clumsy.
I'm gonna say this. Robert Williams basically does the same thing as Mitch Robinson, and he was in the finals last year. So I won't completely base that. Like I won't like there's a place for Mitch Robinson in a modern offense.
But
there's a place for that.
But you know the difference is Dre with Boston?
Yeah.
You know the problem? Well, the thing with Boston got diversity to their offense. Yep. You know what I mean? They ain't looking for Robert Williams to be.
They will little guard you to death if you let them, bro.
And not only that, they got other bigs that do things better. Like you look at Holford
and
Grant
Williams. Yeah, man. Different. That boy seems like he's been around forever.
And the Williams kid, totally different. But who we got to back up Mitch? I mean, we got Hartenstein, and then we got a guy that just had shoulder surgery that couldn't get on the floor.
We got Hartenstein, right? And instead of like doing some triangle stuff, like Tom Thibodeau had Noah passing out the key, passing out the top of the key off our elbows or at the nail, right?
Right.
But we have this guy here, and we told him, Hartenstein, you're not gonna play unless you play just like Mitch.
Right. And that's the problem. You got to diversify your offense. And the worst thing in sports, the worst thing, and we all know this in any sports, is when you are predictable. When people know what you're gonna do before you do it, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And that's where our problem at. We don't have no diversity to this offense.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
We don't even got a small forward on this roster.
Right. And that's why I'm saying the Jets gonna win the AFC East. Because the Dolphins offense is so predictable, and the Bills is so predictable, bro.
We send y'all home. You sit right there. You sit right there. We sent you home last year too.
Okay. Yes, yeah, I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna put Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna make y'all wish y'all didn't get Aaron Rodgers. He gonna want to quit by the middle of the season. Talk about he want to retire. He going back in that dark hole.
Before or after he dropped 4 or 5 touchdowns on your team. Before or after that.
Man, them boys
y'all
ain't
putting
going
y'all
nowhere,
home with
man.
Aaron Rodgers.
Big blue, baby. Aaron Rodgers ain't doing nothing. That's just like when Brett Favre came for the Jets. He ain't did nothing for the Jets.
I mean, we started 8-3, then he got hurt. That's what happened.
Yeah, well, you know.
And I think they started like 6-0 too.
Big blue.
No. We started like 3-2, and then we went on like a 5-game winning streak. Then we lost one. Then he got hurt.
Okay.
Salute, Wiz.
Something like that. Yeah.
Man, Freezie, y'all know what's crazy, man. Is we all know Tom got his deficiencies. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Tom had us right there. Right there.
But that's the
With his-
difference
all his-
between
all
him
his
and Spo.
deficiencies.
But that's
He
the
had-
difference.
But
But that's
we
the
just couldn't hit shots. We couldn't hit shots this whole series, man.
Hey,
Man,
but,
that's
but
facts.
Ron, Ron, but that's one of the things that I was trying to point out to you is the difference between an upper level coach and Tom Thibodeau is these moments right here.
Oh yeah,
And-
yeah, that's gonna
and-
separate you.
and
Mhm.
that's what
Mhm.
that was the whole point that I was getting at. That's why I tried
Yeah.
to stay on that topic is
Yeah.
because these moments right here, if you have 4, 5, 6 of these moments in a game against Eric Spoelstra, you just gonna lose.
Yeah, the difference
Mhm.
between winning and losing come down to the last few plays of a game. Yeah,
Right.
I take
Because
Spo,
Tom Thibodeau is
over
not a
Tibbs.
bad coach.
No,
Tom
He's
Thibodeau
not.
is
He's
not.
not.
He's not a bad coach, man.
no,
It's just
not at all.
it's
He's a
these
great assistant
moments.
coach, though.
Yeah, it's these moments right here that separate the big boys from the not big boys.
And
And,
you know what it
and
is?
one
It's the
thing,
he don't have the out of box thinking. When it
right?
comes
And I was
to
gonna
offense.
say, like, well, the Miami Heat weren't hitting threes either. They weren't hitting threes this entire series.
They only hit 7 threes in
But they
that
hit them when
closeout
they
game.
needed them. That's the thing. They hit them when they needed them, and they got all them extra shots. I know they killed us in this series on second chance shots.
And man, they
Yeah.
was killing us on the free throw line, bro. They
Yeah.
was knocking down
Oh,
them free
man.
throws.
Man,
Mhm.
Jimmy
Yeah, how
Butler
come-
stayed at the free throw line. I think he had a bed in the free throw line.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
And
Jens, why
yeah,
mention big boys when I get into the chat? Why
Yeah,
you say
Wiz.
big boys?
Wiz, because I've been
Salute, Wiz.
But I'm gonna tell you, Freezer, I'm glad. You know what I'm glad about, though. I will say this:
Mhm.
we got us a point guard, and I'm glad that ain't no Knicks
Mm.
fan that I know of
And he a
trying to
superstar.
was trying to kill Brunson
you're right.
because Brunson made that turnover at the end. When he made that turnover, I'm serious. It's the first time I think I can ever recall one of my players making a mistake at the end of the game and we lose the game, and I don't get mad at him.
Yep.
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
I promise
Yep.
you, I did
I
not
agree.
get mad at Brunson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
I'm-
up, man?
Oh boy,
Yeah.
Nev the Disruptor is
There
in
you
the
go.
building.
The
What's up,
Island
man?
boys,
Living the
boy.
brisket.
Island boys are here. Island boys
Hey,
are
Oh,
what's
here.
good,
Lord,
man?
the Island boy.
Island
Hey,
boys are here. What up,
hey,
Dominica?
hey.
What up, Dominica? Big
Corey,
up.
wake up,
Yeah.
Corey.
I had to come.
I'm
in,
right
you know.
Hey, Wiz, that make 3 Island boys on the panel, man.
Oh, damn.
Hey, Nev, what you said in the chat, I disagree with that.
Hey, Freezy, can you put up my super chat? You missed my super chat, buddy. Put that
No,
up.
I didn't. Yo, relax,
I-
bro. I didn't relax. I didn't miss it. I just didn't get a chance to pull it
Oh
up.
wow!
Nev is
Man,
like,
that-
yo, you don't know what you doing.
That's right.
I know what I'm doing, bro. It's just I couldn't do it because everybody was speaking. Everybody was speaking. So I was trying to, I didn't want to tell somebody to just, yo, be quiet so I can read Neb's super chat.
Mark Jackson just interviewed with the Bucks.
Man,
That's what it says?
that's why I said, whoa.
Okay.
That's huge.
Nah, I didn't read too much into it because they interviewed Scott Brooks and we know he trash.
Got you.
Hey, so Nev the Disruptor, thank you for the generous contribution. Nev says we need to stay patient and realize this is a young team. We should elevate Tibbs to the front office and promote Bryant. So Nev the Disruptor, thank you for that generous contribution. And Nev, not only should we elevate Tom Thibodeau, we should give him a 7-year extension so he can stay as coach.
I know.
No, Tibbs got to go, period.
No.
Tibbs got to go, period.
Mr. Provocateur.
No rehab for Tibbs. No.
Boy, you
no,
just
we-
made a question pop in my head just now, freezing for y'all.
Yeah.
I made a question pop in my head. Who you think stays, Tibbs or Julius?
Both of them got to go.
Or who should go, Tibbs or
Both
Julius?
of them got to go. Both
But
of them got to go.
eventually, I think
Trailways, not Greyhound, on Trailways. They gotta go.
Trailways, bro. They need a red stripe on their bus.
Red stripe. Ooh,
They need
yeah.
a
Mega
red
bus.
stripe on their bus.
That's
bro.
back in the day.
Mega bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Bus. You're right. Yeah, keep it modern. Mega Bus. Put them both Tibbs on the
Oh,
top
Well,
and
man.
Julius at
boy.
the bottom with his baby and his wife. Go on get now. That's right.
Go
Scram.
on, get.
Scram.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but we need to. I sense a sense of panic, and right now we don't need to panic because we need to realize this is a very young team, and it's not that we a perennial playoff team, and this is like the second, third time we in the playoff, and this is happening like, say, like maybe Philly, something to like Philly, like Philly.
Right. Oh,
So we're not in that position where we can make substantial changes. Right now, what we have to do, like I would like us to get another veteran player that can play the small forward,
Who?
and play the power forward and small forward as well. I would like to
Dame?
add somebody like that. Like Barnes, or Jeremy, one of
Mm.
those guys. I would like to add that to the mix, and then by the like I said, I'll at least the first half of the season see what that, how they form, how they
Will you,
if
will
they
you,
there's
will you, will
chemistry.
you, but where you getting the money from to do that?
You have Rose contract that's going off the books. You have Fournier contract that's going off the books.
Not this
You,
year. There's no
not
more.
this year, 40 boy.
Fournier is not going off the books this year.
Nope,
Yeah, he go
not
off
one
next
more
year.
year.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
I guess we
Wow.
can't
That
make that
changed a
move.
lot.
That's
Actually,
a
forget about,
lot.
okay, let's say about the contract, Dev. Who gets out of rotation?
Uh, of if we bring
Mm.
in somebody else,
Yeah.
I think, um, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Yeah,
a
we
tough
don't.
question.
We don't have an answer for it because the Knicks have so many flaws. Like for instance, the flaws that we saw in the regular season were not necessarily flaws that we saw in the postseason. There were some postseason blemishes that we need to correct too, but we didn't see those blemishes didn't happen in the regular season, so we
Right.
didn't address them at the trade deadline. They just showed themselves at the most high pressure moment. But now that
True.
you know those blemishes are there, now you can kind of address it. Now instead of saying, hey, you know what? Instead of us, what I'm saying, trying to draft a whole bunch of kids and fill a roster with kids, if we want to get to this same spot and stay at the same spot, we got to have some veterans.
Oh yeah,
I,
Excuse me.
I,
Mhm.
I
proven,
We got to
don't
have some
proven
I
veterans.
I
don't
veteran.
like
I
your
don't I
second
don't
said bring
I don't
Ingram.
I don't
I like
agree with
that.
that statement. Only because those young
Wait a
players,
minute, Nev, you disagree?
of course you know it, man.
Okay, I was just making sure. I was just making sure, man.
Only because, like I said, this is the first year for all of our young players, except for Obi. This is second time in the playoffs, and he hasn't gotten a really substantial of minutes. So where we can say, he can make a difference. So right now he's still. It
He
feels
gonna
like Obi's.
Obi gonna be an all-star next year, bro. For
Well,
the Shanghai Sharks.
Exactly.
I
Yes.
disagree, buddy.
I tell
I
you,
What?
think
man.
What?
he might be
Nev
an all-star for
disagree?
us.
I
I'm
tell
not
y'all,
gonna. I'm not gonna lie,
Obi got to
bro.
go somewhere
I
else,
am
man.
very high on Obi,
you know
man.
what else
You know
came
I like
that.
apparent in
Obi,
this series, man?
I'm
And
very
this,
high on
but
Obi.
Tiz might not give him a chance to elevate, man. I
y'all,
mean, I
y'all
don't
know what
know.
else came apparent in these playoffs too? And I like Emmanuel quickly, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Jalen
Uh-oh.
Brunson need a backup point guard.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson need a backup point guard. I don't
Again,
like
I
Quickley trying to
disagree, man.
Quickly,
Like I
I
quickly
said,
think
as a shooter.
I
Quickly
IQ
as a
got to get his
shooter.
confidence up, man.
yeah,
Quickly
I
as a shooter.
disagree, man.
He's a
He all
shooter.
right. I like IQ.
I think
I like
these
him too, but I think
plays,
he's better suited as a shooter.
these
That's what he's at
plays,
his best.
That's
these
true.
plays, these players have to. They just learning how to. For, for instance, if we all saw the series, Miami out hustles us on so many plays.
I agree with
Facts.
that.
And because
Facts.
Yeah.
they are hardened team. They've been there. They have experienced all this turbulence, all this up and down thing. So you can see that they know what to do. They don't second.
They wanted it more than us.
Yes,
Ask
and they're
Randall.
not second guessing
Oh,
themselves.
Julius.
Julius
We are.
didn't lie when he said that.
Julius. Well,
Yes.
you gonna go down in history saying that, boy.
He didn't
Let me
lie when he said that.
right. Yeah. So let me do the super chats real quick before Nev fish. I'm gonna pass the mic right back to you, but I just
Yeah.
wanna read these so they won't get too old, right? So Justo11, thank you for the generous contribution. Justo says, "Do y'all think we are like the Golden State Warriors? Not the level, not that level, but a coach away from being something special. And what candidates do you think fit our needs?" And so he's saying, "Do you think Tibbs is Mark Jackson before we bring in another guy?"
Well, that is a
Mm.
very good
Yeah,
question.
Yes.
that's nice.
Yes.
That's a nice
That
one.
is a
That's a nice
very
one.
good question.
I've been saying
Um,
that all year.
I'm gonna say I think we are, but the unfortunate part of that is that when Steve Kerr took that job, Steve Kerr had already been the general manager for the Phoenix Suns, and he had already been trained up by Greg Popovich and by Phil Jackson.
Yeah. So he
So
had the
by
best of
so
both
for
worlds.
us to find a guy of that caliber is gonna
Hmm.
be hard. The only guys that I see that are even in that ballpark without the GM experience is Ime Udoka.
He's
Hmm.
gone already. He's
Yeah,
a
Yeah,
year
he
Monty
ago.
already
Williams.
taken.
I
Monty
know, I know,
Williams.
I know, I know,
Oh, okay.
I know, I know, I know. I'm
Hmm.
I'm just saying the
Yeah, okay.
guys that fit the criteria. I already know they and but the only guy that's available, and this is an unpopular name, is Brett Brown.
Oh
Mm.
That
God.
fit that
Brett Brown.
criteria of like like what Steve Kerr had. Now I'm not a fan of bringing in Brett Brown, even though he's from New York.
Yeah.
Even though where's he from? Elmhurst.
Yeah, Amherst. Yep,
Yeah,
you're right. Hit it on the head.
I think he
And
from
and
yeah.
Freezer didn't Monty
Amherst.
Williams spend some time on the Spurs bench?
Huh?
Monty
Didn't
out
Monty
there.
Williams
Yeah.
spend some time on the Spurs bench with Pop?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Who did
Monty
you talking about?
Williams.
Monty Williams?
Monty
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Williams. And I'm gonna
Maybe.
tell you, and I gotta say this, I'm glad we talking about this kind of stuff. Hey man, Phoenix whole front office staff, owner, all of them need to be fired.
Mm.
Ain't no way. And I'm gonna tell you why. Monty Williams ain't the problem. They put
Nope.
all their money on in Chris
Management.
Paul, who can't stay healthy, always hurt when it's the most worst time to get hurt in the playoffs. And then another
Hmm.
thing, you blow your team up, you bring Kevin
Hmm.
Garnett there, you don't have no depth,
Kevin
and you
Durant.
Kevin
think
Kevin
Durant.
Durant.
Kevin
Kevin
Durant.
Durant.
He
Kevin
said
Durant.
Cotton
It
Garnett.
might as well be
Kevin
Kevin
Durant, you bring
Garnett.
Kevin Durant there,
Kevin Bacon.
and you think you go into the championship, man, and look who you lost to. You lost to the best team all season.
Right.
Man, come on, man.
Hey,
It
I'm
ain't Monty
gonna
Williams'
say
fault
this
they
though. I'm
lost
gonna
that
say this
series.
though, Ron.
Ain't Monty
Any,
Williams' fault, man.
I'm gonna say this though, Ron. Anytime you lose an elimination game on your home court, back to back years, being
Yes.
down 30 at half,
Hmm.
somebody gotta go.
Yeah,
Yep.
somebody got to
That's the
go.
problem.
Totally agree.
Somebody gotta
Somebody got to
go.
go, but it
Yep.
ain't that
What
coach
Biggie
don't like
say?
it. Say,
Somebody got
I
to
know
die.
who got to
Somebody
go.
got to go. Let the
Yep.
gunshots go.
Yep. And let me
Chris
let me
Paul
Word.
need to go. Chris
let me
Paul need to go home.
all right, let me do
Hmm.
this super chat
Oh,
real quick. So
I'm
Justo
sorry. Go
one
ahead.
one, thank you for the generous contribution.
Hmm.
Justo says, I'm only mad we lost to Celeb M instead of
Caleb, I
Jimmy.
think he meant Caleb Martin. I
Okay.
think he meant Caleb
Yeah,
Hmm.
Martin, but the
Good
yeah,
autocorrect.
morning. Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
He meant Caleb Martin, not Jimmy Butler.
Okay. And if the Heat had Tibbs and we had Spo, who's winning it? It's Spolstra.
Absolutely.
Spolstra is
Yep.
just a better coach.
Yep.
Hmm.
But just real quick, just to say,
Yeah.
just to
True that.
point out a thing, like the reason why all these guys getting fired, the reason why Brett Brown got fired, the reason why Kenny Atkinson got fired, the reason why Monty Williams got fired, the reason why Budenholzer got fired, the reason why Dwayne Casey and all these guys, these recycle coaches get fired, is because when it comes to the margin, they can't win in the margins. That's why they get fired. Spolstra lives in the margins, bro. He eats out of the margins, bro. That's how come no matter what roster you give him, he always looks like he can be. It looks like this team right here probably can beat the Denver Nuggets, bro. With all the talent Denver got.
Freezer, I hear what you're saying, but you know what? Look at that Phoenix team and what they did in season. How they wrecked that team, man. You don't recover like that, man. Automatically just because you bring in a Kevin Durant, do you think you're going to the championship when you don't have no bench no more? because another team did the same thing last year. Oh,
Mhm.
prime example. Look what Brooklyn went through. They did the same mess when
You
they,
know who else
they
did that though, Ron?
got rid
Well,
of
Steve
players.
Nash.
The Dallas Mavericks did that this
Yeah,
year.
Dallas did it. And
Yeah, with Maverick,
thank you,
yep.
Freezie. Dallas.
Yeah.
And look what happened to
Yep.
Dallas.
Yep.
I'm
Right.
They
I'm
look like
willing to
doodle.
argue. I'm willing to argue the point. Had Phoenix left that team alone and didn't go star chasing, they
Right.
might still be playing.
Might be.
I'm
Might be.
gonna say that. I'm gonna say
High
this, Ron.
probability.
I'm gonna say this
Dre.
and give some extra context to it. Matt Ishbia is from Detroit, I believe, and he's in love with the Bad Boys Pistons. So now his number one advisor right now is Isaiah Thomas,
Yeah.
Oh boy.
and their actual GM. He's been shifted down, like he's been demoted, and he's like Isaiah
James
Thomas
Jones.
is. Isaiah Thomas is all in his ear right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fellas, let me ask y'all a question real quick.
So
before y'all
if
jump
we
back
play
in.
it, my bad.
Dre,
Like,
Dre,
if we
hold
play it-
on, Dre. Let me just ask you real quick. I'm gonna give you back
Yeah,
the
yeah,
point.
go ahead.
I was getting ready to say when we was asking about certain coaches, I'm talking about new blood coaches. I'm talking about like a Juwan Howard or Penny Hardaway. What y'all think about that? And then
I
Dre, you
like
can go back
Jawan
on here.
I like Jawan.
I like
Stackhouse
Jawan, but
even
he
better.
ain't working. He ain't working in Michigan.
I
I like
like
the boy
Stackhouse
Fire.
even better.
Uh,
And when,
I need
what
to go younger. My bad.
what
and
about
when
what about
Sam
Jerry
Cassell can get a
Stackhouse?
shot.
I
When
like
Sam
Jerry
Cassell
Stackhouse
can
too,
get a
Dre.
shot.
Stackhouse, that's my
hell
heartstring
no.
right there, bro.
Where's Jerry Sagos? What is he currently doing?
He's
Vanderbilt.
coaching college,
He,
Ron
he ain't-
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Nice ball.
He's
Okay.
turning Vanderbilt around.
yeah,
It's true.
and for those that's sleeping on Jerry Stackhouse, he's the dude that got Darius Garland to be a top 10
Facts.
pick. He
Facts.
the
And
dude that
he's
got Aaron Nesmith drafted, bro.
Facts.
and he's
The
the guy
dude.
who won he developed that he had that Toronto Raptors team. He developed Van Vliet. They
Yeah.
Van
won they
Vliet,
won
yes.
they won the
And
championship
OG and
in the
all of
G
them.
League.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It,
he
it
won
was
yeah, he
I
it was
like
developed
Nick Nurse.
Stackhouse.
It was Nick Nurse first, and then Stackhouse came in after him. Then
right.
Nick Nurse went up to the big team and
To be
won a
the assistant
championship.
coach. Yeah,
Yep.
You
Yep.
think he a good fit for
Stackhouse
the city?
won the G League championship.
Yep.
yeah.
I mean, what was it? Nah, that's Summer League championship
Yep.
Yeah.
with the Raptors
You
that
think
one year.
he'll be a good fit for the city, Stackhouse?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
he a perfect fit because for one, the one thing I like about Stackhouse that I think people don't understand, and this is important. If you come at Stackhouse the wrong way, he will take that blazer
Oh,
off and meet you in the
yeah.
alley.
Yes, he do.
You,
Oh,
And
yeah,
he
you know
got
what
that
I'm saying?
poker on him. He got that
Yeah,
poker.
yeah. Don't get it to like my man is sharp upstairs, right? My man is sharp
Mhm.
upstairs, right? But for one, he is a all-star. He was a all-star caliber player.
Mhm.
All the stuff that these young kids are going through right now, Jerry Stackhouse was like the forerunner of all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
The sneaker deal, the
Mhm.
posters all
With the
over the
felines, with the
wall.
High
felines. Yep.
scrutiny.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all of that. He was the shooting guard. He was the shooting guard at North Carolina the year that they brought in Vince Carter.
Coached by the
Mhm.
legendary Dean Smith.
Yeah,
Dean Smith, rest in peace,
yeah,
man.
man. Dean Smith coached 70 years and only got 2 championships.
Mhm.
With
Great coach though.
all those
Salute to the
stars that we produced out of that Tar Heel Nation.
salute to the Tar Heels, man. You know what I'm saying? All them championships Dean Smith got. He got 2 of them. Coach K got so many. He got to keep them in a bag.
Mhm. Stop it.
But
I'm a, I'm
Freezer,
a
what we
Duke
doing with
fan,
Tibbs,
bro.
though, man?
Oh, well.
That's the question of the night, man. What we doing with Tibbs? We keeping him or we dumping him?
I
You
say
know
go
he
for
ain't going
Stackhouse.
nowhere.
He
He's
ain't
gonna
going
be
He's
in the
gonna be in
nowhere.
the front office. He's gonna be in the front
He's gonna
office, man.
be at worst front office.
Yeah. We got
Mhm.
him.
Hey,
And
dude.
That's going to be the key, right?
right.
Julius
Hey,
Randle,
dude.
we keeping him or dumping him?
Out of here,
Yeah,
kid. On the
you
space
got
shuttle.
you,
I'd
On the
keep him
old
if we
space
change the
shuttle.
coach. I'd keep him
Yeah.
if we change the
I will
coach.
keep him if we change the coach.
if you change the and here's the reason why you got to change the coach. For one, in today's NBA, bro, you got to have
DSJ.
shooters, spacers, and shot makers on the floor at the same time. But you can't have it all be one person, right? Like you know how teams like when you look at the Bucks, right? The Bucks have shot makers and spacers and all these different things, right? And the team can be successful, right? when you look at Denver, Denver has shooters, shot makers, spacers, all of that, right? But it's not one person. When you have that like I was talking to Dre about this earlier, right? Do you know who our best off-ball three-point shooter is?
Grimes.
Grimes.
It's Jalen Brunson.
Oh, whoa, yes, yeah, he is.
Oh,
Yeah, without a
Jalen
doubt,
Brunson.
without a doubt, he is.
It's Jalen Brunson by 15%, right?
Ain't that something?
But when do you ever see Jalen Brunson play off the
Of
ball?
ball.
You know why? You know why you don't see him play off ball?
Because we needed Mike Conley and they didn't go get him.
We need another point guard.
Mm.
We need another point. We don't need nobody. Freezie, you talk about it all
Good
the time.
point.
We got
Good
guys
point.
masquerading in positions where they don't need to be. And
Right.
Heron, that
Good
comes
point.
back to that IQ discussion.
Good point.
IQ is not
I just think the coach never he doesn't like. I think he likes the ISO game, and that's what he knows. That's what
We're
he
gonna keep
wants.
losing,
Greg,
man.
right
We're gonna keep losing.
Greg, right.
I
You
think
know.
Freezie to this point, like I'm not even gonna say the Mike Conley thing. We have a bunch of guys that can put the ball on the floor if
Oh.
you create an action for them to make a pass, right? We've seen RJ do it a host of times, right? It's just we don't default to doing that often to enable these players. So if you're not giving them the reps to do it, how are they gonna get good at it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of our ball players, they don't like Grimes. A lot of time I'm watching the game, I'm shouting at the kid to take the ball to the hoop. He
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
take.
what?
He just stop.
Right.
He would want to
And
take
if he
one
do
dribble
take
and
it to the
stop.
hoop, what he doing with it now? He's trying to
Mm.
give
Pull
it to
up.
somebody when he gets
He
down
needs.
there when he should be taking the shot.
We need guys to be independent of each other as well as a team. They have to able to feel like they can. Yeah, it's on me. Otherwise, you're just going to pass the ball, give it to Randall, give it to Brunson. That's what
Oh,
we're
you
going to
said
do.
Randall name right.
Uh,
You said Randall name right.
Hey, I want
Oh
I
man.
want to say
I
this.
was
Dab, I
conscious
see
of
you.
it.
I see
I
you
was
out here,
conscious
Dab.
of it. That's why.
I want to say this. Do you think it takes a certain coach to come and coach the New York Knicks to bring stars here to New York?
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Are you saying
Yes.
that? Or
Adam,
are
that's
you
a
asking that? Are you
good.
saying
That's
that? Or are you asking?
I'm asking.
No,
a good question.
no. I think
I
winning
think it
will.
comes to a certain
You know,
coach that brings stars to New York.
Well, I can
no.
tell you this,
Stars
Adam.
that
I'm
want
gonna
to play
answer
for
that
that
real quick
coach.
for you. If
Yeah.
what's being reported is true, when they pulled the current NBA players and they're saying they don't want to play for Tibbs,
Yeah.
you better go find another coach.
Yeah, you better go find another coach, bro.
Because hey, we all talking about we need veteran players. Veteran players ain't players coming off the draft.
Yeah.
Those are players already in the league.
Yeah.
So if the league majority of the players are saying they don't want to play for this guy, hey,
I'm
well,
So the answer to the
I'm
question is the answer to
I'm
the
a,
question. Real
oh,
quick,
go ahead.
the answer to the question is not doesn't take a certain coach to come in and attract players. It takes a certain front office to fire a coach so it can be attract players by bringing in almost anybody else.
Like that
Let's get
statement,
rid of
man.
Tibbs.
I'll ask you a question. If we had Grant Williams in place of Josh Hart, do we win that game?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because you talking about top 20 IQ offense and defense in the league. Now he
And,
don't
And a 3 point maker. He can hit the
yeah,
3 point.
he can make them now. He can make
Yeah,
them.
and Josh just was unwilling to shoot the ball. So many opportunities.
And the beautiful thing about Grant Williams, he know where to shoot it from. He know his spot.
yeah, and
Where he more than likely gonna hit it from.
and he's good at relationship building too, bro. That's one of the other things. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Grant Williams are the dudes that you talk to like on the bus and they be like, yo, man, just keep shooting, man. Nah, when such and such do that, man, I'll do. You know what I'm saying? When I saw that, I was like, yo, Grant Williams is that guy?
And you know what else, Freezie? I'm tired of don't bring me no more players on this Knicks roster that like to cry with the ref when they get a foul called on them. Don't bring no. If I see another one come in here like that, I'm coming to NYC and gonna slap them.
But Freezy, you guys just argue. What you guys just argue though is that with
I don't
one
want to see no
personnel
more.
change,
We do
Tibbs
Tyler too much of that.
Right.
Crying too much with the refs, man.
Right.
Crying too much. And I'm gonna tell y'all, would y'all
That's why I say Randall was a
fire
diva.
Tibbs and hire Monty Williams?
ECF.
You said what? You
Would
said
y'all
what, Ron?
fire Tibbs and hire Monty Williams?
But you just made a statement saying one personnel change, we're in the ECF with Tips coaching. That's what you just said, though, right? If we had Grant,
But every year ain't the same. We ain't gonna run into an 8 seed in the second round.
every
okay,
year has a mind of its own.
so you got to convince me that why Grant alone right now would get us the ECF with Tips at the head. Why should we still
Nah. For this
For
series,
yeah, we were
for this
talking
series.
for this year, not
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
So if Grant was on the team all year or next year, Tibbs will not take us to the ECF.
Well, I mean, every year is a new challenge. Like we thought we were gonna run into the Bucks, and we didn't. Like we might run into a team that's much better than
I
the
was
Miami
confident
Heat.
about the Bucks though. The Bucks don't scare me, bro. They
Me
still
either.
don't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, me
So
either. Oh
basically,
man, please.
I'm gonna
so
tell you,
basically,
I was confident about Boston. That's who I really wanted.
That's what I
so you
wanted
can't
to.
just say
I
Tibbs
wanted,
can.
I wanted Boston because they're
Boston or
not
Philly,
as
whoever.
physical as the Knicks, and they're definitely not as physical as Miami.
And
You
I
gotta
don't
say
think
Tibbs can
I don't
be.
think Jason Tatum going for 50 in no game 7 against us. Either.
No,
Nah,
no,
man, you gonna see Red
absolutely.
Moss
Oh,
all over that little light skinned
speaking of
boy.
which,
Turned it up.
we mighty hard on Randall, but bro, have y'all noticed the career of James Harden in game 7s?
Oh my
My
God.
Oh
God.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
He
terrible,
wets the bed
terrible,
off.
Y'all
Man.
noticed the
Terrible.
career of Joel Embiid
Terrible.
in game 7s?
Oh my
terrible,
God.
Oh
Good
man.
point.
terrible,
Yo,
terrible.
Well, Freezie,
And that's an
you notice
MVP. That's
you
an
notice the
MVP.
career of Glenn Rivers in the playoffs outside of
Glenn
2008.
Rivers. Whoa,
Yeah,
he said
Doc
Glenn
Rivers.
Rivers. He called him by his
Doc
government.
Rivers.
That's his name. His
I
He's
mama
know
called
what
gone,
him
his
man.
name
Glenn.
is.
He
I know
His
what
name
his
is
name
Glenn.
is.
Doc
He's
Rivers
gone.
gonna walk up on you, bro.
Word.
You gonna be
He gonna
outside
walk up
saying,
on you with the crack eye.
It's gonna take him a long time to walk on me with them bad hips. You see how he walk?
Listen, yo,
Yeah.
Dre, just look at the left eye because the other one go the other way. So just look at that left eye. You gonna be all right, kid. Don't worry. I got your
yeah,
back.
man.
Call me up.
Wow.
I tell you, Boston defense in the second half completely shut down Philadelphia's offense
Mm.
in that
I'm gonna tell
entire
y'all right.
second half.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man. I'm gonna give y'all a bold take. I think on this Eastern Conference Finals, man.
Go on, speak on it.
Don't be surprised if Boston get upset.
Oh, I'm gonna be
Oh,
surprised.
I'm
we
not.
not gonna
Oh,
be
It's gonna
surprised.
be Miami.
Nah,
I would
Don't
definitely not be
don't be
surprised.
don't be surprised.
I would
I
not
would-
be
Don't be
surprised.
surprised,
The
man.
way them
I-
boys
Don't
is
be
running,
surprised.
LeBron.
I
They
would be
want to see. They
surprised.
want to.
I
They
would be
want to see.
surprised because
them boys
number
eating
one,
They want to see the
gunpowder.
bubble teams get in there.
hold on. I'll be surprised because number one, the reason why they beat us is because we didn't have the spacing. Number
Exactly.
one,
They
the
wasn't
reason
ready.
why they beat us is because we didn't have the consistent second scorer.
Yeah,
Mm.
They got two nuclear weapons over there with spacing all around. They gonna beat them like they stole
But
something.
guess what, Dre? Guess what? You know the
Who
problem
are
with
you
Boston.
talking about, Dre?
You know what the problem with Boston is though?
Tatum
Why?
and Brown.
Boston don't play the kind of defense we play.
Well, we play
That ain't
physical
gonna lie. Your
defense,
problem when you got Struess and Gabe Vincent and
So
Love and
this
all them
game,
but
guys
he cutting
running
up.
around and
this
letting them things fly.
this is the thing, Ron Cleveland. They have a bunch of switchable defenders. They gonna run all them switches on all those screens. All they gonna do is switch Smart, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White.
And,
Like, bro, they got defenders on it that guard the
hey, I'm gonna
perimeter
tell you that,
better
and
than the
this is
interior,
coming
and they
from.
want to live on the perimeter. So,
Hey Dre, I'm gonna tell you, it's a die-hard Boston Celtics fan, my barber, and he told me flat out his mouth because he watched every last one of their games. And he told me, he said, "Man, he said this coach we got. He said I hate this coach. He said our defense left with Ime Udoka. We don't play defense. That's what he said out of his own mouth. He said he watch him every night. He said we don't play defense.
they
We
lock
don't
in
play
when they
defense.
want
And if you
to.
don't, Miami,
That's the thing with them. They lock in when
that's
they
why
want to.
that's why Miami looks so bad because our defense was pretty good on Miami. We made them work. We just couldn't get them second chance shot, and we turned the ball over, and we couldn't shoot neither. But that's what happened when you got two good defensive teams.
But when we talk about the Celtics, it might not even come down to defense because you see when they get the three ball going, it's an avalanche, and there's nothing you can do.
Hey, I don't see.
They
Miami
just
getting
got
past-
more talent from the perimeter than any of the teams left.
I don't see Miami getting past Boston to get to the NBA Finals.
I'm gonna keep it real. I think
I don't know.
the
I ain't gonna sleep on that.
I think the Celtics beat them in 5. I'm keeping it a buck.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I,
tell
I,
you right
I,
now.
I I
Ain't
agree.
knocking
I agree
Miami
with
on the
that
I
five.
too.
don't know.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
tell
like
you
Hey,
right
Boston.
now,
I'm
now.
going
I
with the
would say
Miami
don't
kid.
underestimate Miami.
Spoelstra
There you
Miami
go, Nev.
because
I ain't gonna
go
underestimate
to
them
the
either.
NBA Finals.
we know the best coach in the series is gonna be Spoelstra.
Oh, for
Exactly.
Yeah,
sure.
say that again.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
Spoelstra the best coach in the series, and he
I'm,
willing to go deep in his trick of bags
I'm,
all the way
I'm,
down that
I'm,
lineup
I'm,
to bring
I'm,
somebody in there.
oh, that's 100% for sure. But it like when the Celtics got by, well, I mean when the Heat got by the Bucks, the Bucks never changed their defense. They just let Jimmy Butler do whatever he wanted to do, get to the spots he wanted to get to. There's multiple defenders that they're gonna send at Jimmy Butler in waves. It ain't just gonna be Drew Holiday. It's gonna be Marcus Smart. It's gonna be Jaylen Brown. They're gonna throw some Derek White on him. They're gonna throw some Brogdon on him. They're
But
gonna
Dre,
throw
tell
a
me,
Derek
whole
White need to
wave,
find a
bro.
you
headline.
think this Boston
Derek
team looked the
White need
same
to
way?
find a headline, dude.
You think this
Bro.
Boston team looked the same way they did last year?
No.
Defensively.
Well. To be fair, they're way more high powered offensively, but they
There
changed
we
their
go.
lineup. They changed their lineup in Game 6 this series to the defensive lineup of last year, and they clamped up the Sixers, who have way
That's
more talent.
exactly Dre. Actually, just look at last series. The only game they scored less than 112 points was to me was one game, and that was when they locked them down defensively. But every game they scored above 112 all series. Even if Miami
And the
actually
Heat
done
don't
pretty
have the
well.
offensive firepower unless they hit from
Exactly.
three crazy.
Yep.
Like they don't have the offensive
And
firepower.
and you know, and let's not forget because we talking about semantics, bro. How about we get down to brass tacks, bro? How about Jimmy Butler trying to score every night against Marcus Smart
There we go.
We're gonna
Or
get worn.
Jaylen
We're gonna get
Brown.
worn down.
Yeah, but
We're gonna
Butler
get
doesn't
worn
or
score
down.
that
Jason
much.
Tatum?
Right.
Yeah,
But
but
you know the
yeah,
thing.
but
You know
Jimmy
the thing
Butler
too,
doesn't score
Freezy
that
though.
much.
Miami do ball movement, so they ain't gonna just rely on Jimmy. They're
Yeah.
gonna let whoever shoot.
They're gonna come up with
The
some
ball
schemes.
finds whoever get open.
I'm
That's
I'm
what
But
a,
happens.
I'm a,
but
I'm gonna say
Boston.
this. I'm gonna say this, Ron Cleveland. The Celtics like perimeter defense.
hmm
It's more like they know how to shut off the 3-point line better than we do. We were giving up a ton of open threes
Oh
to the Heat. If
yeah.
you looked at it, we were giving up a ton of open looks because they were having Jalen Brunson chase around these shooters over and over, and they're shooting right over him like he ain't even there. They were
And,
getting so many open looks because they kept doubling.
and
They
we had
kept
Josh
Because
Hart
doubling.
he
trying to
Jimmy
go
Butler,
he's
for.
they
short.
kept doubling Jimmy Butler.
Well, we
Yeah,
have
Odds
Josh
yeah,
are
Hart.
and yeah.
We have
Go ahead.
Josh
series.
Hart going to the paint
I'd have to
for a
check. Let me check.
rebound
I'll check
to
for you.
let to
Yeah,
let to
what's
let
the
a
odds on that
3-point shot.
series?
I'll check for you right now.
And we let Josh Hart go to the paint for a rebound and allow a 3-point dagger to end our season. Right, Freezy?
Hey,
Yeah,
now I'm gonna tell you that one play that we drew up for Quentin
that is
Grimes
so frustrating,
was
bro.
a beauty. Man, Quentin Grimes was wide open and
Man,
airball
man,
that
boy
thing.
had an air ball, man. He should have
Man,
UFO
I
out there.
knew in the left hand. I said, "Oh man, he wide open. He about to hit this." I saw that
Man,
Uh,
that
airball. I
thing
said,
still
uh,
going
"What?"
to Jupiter, man. That ball still going to Jupiter, man.
odds are for the Celtics is minus
Oh,
four
have
seventy
mercy.
five.
Mm.
Minus four seventy
Oh
Mm,
yeah,
five.
big time favorite. Yeah.
mm.
Boy, don't let Miami win that series, boy. Somebody gonna lose
It's
their house.
gonna
What
be
y'all
the
doing?
No,
Miami gonna give them boys a fight.
Miami's not beating Boston. Nope.
Hey,
Miami gonna give them
hey,
a good fight,
don't,
though.
hey, anything is possible, man. Kevin Garnett done told you that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Anything is
Possible.
possible, but
What
like
was it?
Yeah.
What did they look like? What was their series head to head matchup in the regular season? What did it look like?
against the Celtics,
Yeah,
I'd have to
Boston.
check.
Yeah,
I'd
Ain't
have
they,
Boston
to
Miami.
ain't
check.
they tied? Ain't they tied?
I'll tell you right now.
I
I'll
think they
tell you
tied.
right now.
Mm.
I think.
But yeah, I think Boston's gonna average 120 against them, and
No,
so Miami got.
They split.
they split.
They split.
Mm-hmm.
They split 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Wow.
now.
Man, listen, man. I'm going with Miami, Duke. I don't like Boston. I don't care.
Are you
I'm going.
kidding
I'm
me,
going
You
with
know, I
bro?
don't
MIA.
know which one I don't like
I
the
feel the
most.
same way,
Are
man.
you kidding me,
I
I
bro?
I
don't
don't
agree.
know which
care.
one I don't like the most.
I
All
don't
right,
like
I
boys.
don't
them
like
Maine
either,
boys up
so
there.
I hope the Celtics win and they get smoked in the finals. That's
I
what
Exactly.
don't
I'm
like
gonna
That's
nothing
what
say.
I
about
want
Boston.
to.
Oh my God!
What
Hey,
you say, Dre?
I think the Lakers and the Denver series is going to be pretty interesting.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's gonna be a
agree.
But you
good
know
one.
what? I hear a
I
lot of
think it's
people that
Jokic
say
year. I
like
think it's
regular
Jokic
season
year.
don't mean nothing.
Yeah. I think Denver's going to be
Go
able
ahead,
to
Ron.
some
Go ahead,
issues
Ron.
too.
You'll hear a lot of people say well, regular season don't mean nothing. How that played out for Cleveland against us.
It didn't, but
Facts.
we beat the Heat 3-1 this year. How that play out,
You
bro?
know, yeah, hey,
Right.
you know what happened with us? We ran into
You ran
Playoff,
into Spolstra.
Nah,
playoff,
we
Right.
ran into
playoff,
Spoelstra.
Spoelstra,
Playoff
what
Spoelstra.
happened? What happened
playoff
for us
Spoelstra.
against
Randall ain't
Miami?
take off his Senatelli mattress. That's what it
Miami was
was.
trying to lay down for us, and we couldn't beat them in the margins. That's why I put the thing on the
You right,
screen.
Freezy. When the game got close,
Yeah, when the game,
we
because in this game right here, the one that had the video up, Miami shot 40% from the floor and 27% from three.
and still beat us.
And a lot of people up here talking about defense, bro.
Yeah.
Our defense was not the issue. Our offense.
Defense
Yeah, it
You're
was the
absolutely
offense.
right.
Hey,
Yeah.
and
The
Freezy in the
offense didn't
brass
show
tacks.
up.
You think like you said brass
Yeah,
tacks?
we ain't got no shooters.
If
Let's
Julius
let my
Randle
man
and
say it.
RJ show up in that game, we having a whole different discussion, man.
Either one.
We
Either
getting ready
one.
for that game 7.
Right.
But them
Mm-hmm.
2 guys didn't show up.
Right.
And think about it, it's just the flip side of the coin. Why did we win game 5? All 3 of them guys showed up.
Right.
But
There you
remember
go.
the shots that we were taking were
Man,
Julius Randle was hitting hard shots in Game 5. Like he was hitting step back threes and contested mid range jump. Like you can't consistently live on the diet of those shots unless you Devin Booker or Kevin Durant or somebody like that, and they
especially
couldn't
on the
even
road
do
in
it.
the playoffs.
Yep.
And
At
they
In the
home,
words
couldn't
of
even
Amos
do it.
Hall,
at
I'm
home,
saying
and you had
bye-bye
a better
to
chance of them
Julius.
falling. But on the road, taking them kind of shots in the playoffs, and I was looking at it, I was like, man, he took too many jump shots in that game, man.
So
I
he
bet
shot us
you
out the
he
game.
didn't attack the basket 5 times in that game.
He shot us out the
But
game, man.
but we walked the ball up all throughout this
Oh, a
series.
lot of that too now.
Yes,
I
that's
mean,
But
we
it.
that but
played a
Oh,
very slow.
that was by design. Spoelstra was trapping us or pressing us early to get us into slower actions in our offense. And then he would come up. When we would come up, they would go into a zone. So we would take like 10 seconds to figure it out instead of getting a shot up. And then the shot clock is like 3 seconds by the time we get in the isolation shot up. Like like this is what I mean. Like Spoelstra is an evil genius, bro.
I
You
ain't
know,
mad at that
like
man.
every little fine detail, every little weakness that you think about, he tries to poke at it and poke at it and poke at it and poke at it and dare you to
Blood out
change
of it.
something. And if you change, he's gonna adjust to your change. And if you don't change, he's gonna keep poking at it. Like
Man.
we
I'm not mad
we,
at
we
him.
like the one of the main. Oh, what was that?
Somebody listening to TV or having a conversation with somebody.
Yeah, that might be Wiz. That's Wiz. But yeah, I was gonna say, he like supposed to realize, oh, we're gonna put Brunson on their shooter, and okay, we're gonna run the shooter off a billion screens until he get open and shoot right over him anyway. We're gonna make sure Brunson's legs get tired. We're gonna make you work. We're not gonna let
But
you
it
sit
looked like
there.
Brunson's legs wasn't tight. He looked like he was the only one engaged in trying to win this thing. Like he looked like he was trying to bring it back to
Oh
MSG.
man,
This
he
is
played
this
his
is
heart
this
out,
is
man.
this is why I
He
was
played
like
his heart out.
Brunson's a superstar because
Yes,
only
he is a
superstars can do stuff
superstar. I'm giving it up, man.
only superstars can do stuff like that.
Facts.
Yeah, no matter
Facts,
what,
Dre.
no matter what the defense throws at them, they still gonna get their shot, and that's a very good definition of one. But I tell y'all this, man, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and a lot of Knicks fans don't like this guy name I'm about to call, but
Oh
I'm gonna tell
Lord.
you right now, if this dude was on this team in this playoffs, we beat.
Don't say
Miami.
Devin. Don't say Brooks, man. Don't say that boy.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
Okay,
it's
good.
start
Thank
with
you.
Who are you talking
Don't
about,
say
Ron?
Dylan Brooks. I hope you don't say that
No,
name.
it's
no,
start with a
no,
B, yeah,
no,
man.
no.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
I was gonna say.
The big cat.
Oh
You know
no.
why I say that?
Oh
You know why I say that? You talking inside out. You talking inside out game.
He got a jumper
Now
though.
you go down there when Brunson throw that ball to Big Cat and you try to double him
He
if you
got a
want to.
jumper.
Freezy, when you
And
was
he the
talking
beat.
about them off ball threes,
Right.
you go double Cat and see how that work out for you.
Yeah.
And he a
See how
3-point
that work out for you.
champion. He the 3-point champion, right?
Right.
And he's
Yep.
a 3-point, and that's another thing.
Oh,
And then the
yeah,
thing is,
man.
we playing chess, man. We ain't playing checkers. Guess what you
Facts.
got to do? You got to go play the team over in the West to get to the championship, right? You're gonna need a big that can score. You're gonna need one. You're gonna need
Yeah,
one,
but my
especially if
man
you're
said
running
when
in
they say
Denver.
he's soft
You're
though.
gonna
He's
need
kind of
one.
soft. He's kind of
I hear
soft,
a lot of
man.
people say he's soft, man, but I take them points and them
Kind of
rebounds
baby
that man
soft.
put up every night. I'll take them because guess what? Brunson gonna make his life a whole lot easier.
I'll ask this question then.
Go ahead.
I'm bringing through best side and toughen him up a little bit.
if you were to do this cat thing, Are you putting them on this roster immediately, or are you replacing them with like someone like Randall? Or are you starting them at the 5 with Randall?
Well, Dre, that's a fact. You have to replace him. You have to. Randall got to go. He got to put him right
Like
in there.
when you
I'm gonna
say
tell you
Cat,
right
Plug
now.
him in.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll trade Randall today for Cat. And you know another reason why? I know Cat ain't gonna give me them mental lapses. You know what I mean? Them stuff that Julius do that we all know
He
Julius do.
played for Tibbs before,
Julius,
right?
and we know what Julius do. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna have to worry about that. That man gonna play his role. And guess what? The offense gonna look better
Mega,
because now
mega.
you ain't gonna have everybody trying to operate in the same vicinity.
Okay,
Von,
so
I think you need to do. This is the captain speaking.
This is your
Hey.
captain speaking.
There you go.
but
Julius
actually,
Randle.
Ron, I'm cautious about Minnesota forwards, man.
Wait, let
I
him
think that
finish.
you can put
Mega, I
up
like
30.
your
You can
statement.
put up 30, 20 in Minnesota. It's like basically it's like woman. You know, Minnesota 10 and Minnesota 10 is a 5 in New York City.
I tell you this, Wiz. I tell you
Good
this.
point, Wiz.
If you
Good point.
take Brunson right now and you put Brunson over there in Minnesota with what they got,
Oh no, because
talk
he's
about
in Minnesota, he'll put up 30, 30,
and
15.
why I say that is because you got I'm telling you, them two pieces together I think would be a problem. The Knicks still got stuff to go get them get a small forward in here.
I'm not talking the other way though, Ron. I'm going come from Minnesota
Yeah,
to
that's
New
what I'm saying
York.
with the Knicks.
Your play
Like Julius
drops.
Randle would just be the start of it for Cat. That'll just be the start. That'd be the
But
start, man.
but
'Cause
Ron,
now guess what? Now I got,
I
and
think
guess
that
what else
was
he can
yes.
do? He can shoot free throws. I ain't got to worry about him missing a bunch of free throws at that free throw line.
true, but Cat's gonna drop down when he's in New York City though, no matter what.
I don't think
Just
so,
the
man.
lights.
I don't think so.
I
That man
think so,
will be
man.
extra motivated to be playing in front of the hometown. You know
He
what I
played for
mean?
Tibbs before.
And he played for Tibbs before, exactly. And I hear people say that Tibbs didn't like him. That ain't true. Tibbs didn't trade him. Tibbs traded Wiggins. And
I
he
like
had the
Wiggins too. I ain't
opportunity to
gonna
trade
front.
either one.
My damn name.
He got rid of
That's cool.
Wiggins. And guess what else? CAA ties. Hey, CAA ties. Leon Rose was his
There you
agent.
go. There you go.
And it's reported that there's mutual interest.
the only thing that makes me scared of it is if you want a bucket, just run a pick and roll with Cat's man and Brunson's man. That's all you gotta do.
Hey, Dre, guess what? Hey, guess what else? We all talking about we need to change the offense. Guess what? The offense definitely will. It definitely will change.
Oh, for sure.
The offense is gonna change then.
For sure. But when I even say that, like, it's not even lack of effort with Towns because sometimes Randall just disengages and doesn't pay attention. When Carl Towns struggles on defense, it's not for lack of effort. He's just not that
He's
good
like
at
Brunson.
it.
He's like Brunson. It ain't the lack of effort on Brunson part. It's just size kills.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking.
It would be intriguing to watch. I tell you that. I think the Knicks would be better offensively. Would we take a little dip, maybe defensively? Who knows? But you can still bring in vets, man, because we need some vets in here, man.
If you get a wing defender at the 3, and you have Mitchell Robinson back there gobbling up, like, and then having Grimes or whoever just come in at the 2, even RJ, then you can make it work defensively because you have the support around them, and then you got to do it as a team. Because if we keep calling a spade, Luka Doncic and Brunson were in the same starting lineup, and the Mavericks had a top 3 defense last year.
So it can be done with 2 guys that subpar defensively.
Yeah, like they had both of them in the same starting lineup, and they had a top 3 defense last year, defensive rating.
I still think even for Barry Cat, we gotta get rid of Tibbs sometime. I think Tibbs will misuse him somehow.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think it's just Tibbs. I think Tibbs has a problem taking people to the finals.
But
you
you
see
might
where
need
D
to hire.
Rose at?
You
You see
might
what
need to
happened
go
to D
hire an
Rose?
offensive-minded assistant. Go call D'Antoni or somebody.
Nah.
He doesn't. There's a assistant now. He's still too stubborn. He's still too stubborn now. I think Tibbs is too stubborn.
Go get Gentry then. Go get Gentry.
Yeah,
as
go
an
get
assistant
Alvin
coach,
Gentry.
man.
Go get an offensive
Yeah, man.
assistant.
I don't want to see no more
D'Antoni
D'Antoni.
is gonna respect.
I don't want to see no more D'Antoni, man.
Because
Let him stay where he be.
Tibbs ain't gonna respect these guys on this roster
Exactly, man. Man, go
to
get
run
Gentry,
to run
man.
his offense. He ain't gonna do it.
Facts. No, man.
Because if he did, we would have saw it differently. And I hear a lot of people saying Johnny Bryant did this and Johnny Bryant did that, man. This was a lot of
Eventually,
the
he's gonna need
same thing we've been running.
Eventually, he's gonna
since
need an
Tibbs been in.
opportunity. Eventually, Johnny Bryan is gonna need an opportunity to get out there and coach.
I agree.
One day. It might be sooner than y'all think.
But somebody gonna give it to him.
Yeah, facts, man. Come on now.
I mean, I
That's
think
why
there
we're
were
throwing out them
moments,
random
there were
names like
moments
Penny
this
Hardaway
season.
and Jamal Howard and Stackhouse. I mean, come on, we got to find something, man. We need some
Delano
spark.
Steele Jr., boy, you on fire. Delano Steele says, at Ron Cleveland, can I interest
DSJ?
you in Jaron Jackson Jr.? Man, I love that kid.
That boy not going nowhere.
Oh,
He ain't
JJ?
going
Yeah,
nowhere, but I love
he locked.
I
Dre
love
is
him.
right. He locked. He
I love that
locked
cat.
at Memphis.
I'm
locked in Memphis.
gonna mention this since we're talking about coaches. Did you know that Glenn Rivers has blown 12 series leads? 12 series
You
leads.
talking about Doc?
His
Glenn.
mama call him
Number
Glenn, so
25
I'm
for
gonna
the
call
Knicks
him
back in the
Glenn.
90s?
His
Hey,
mama
Dre, you
call
know
him
what's
Glenn.
funny
number
when you talking
25?
about that, though? You know what's funny about that?
That used to play for the Knicks? That
In
used to play
most of
for
them
Atlanta?
series, his teams were favored.
And yeah, all of them.
Oh, my
Glenn.
God.
It's Glenn.
Hey, Dre.
Glenn.
Hey, Dre, do you think if Stackhouse comes to be the next head coach for the Knicks, do you think Stackhouse would draw some stars here to New York?
Man,
Hell yeah.
absolutely.
I think
Hell yeah, Adam. I'm sorry.
think being an ex NBA player has a certain cachet to
Mm-hmm.
it. On top
Facts.
of
Yeah.
being in New York,
Yeah.
there's been polls out like that says like players don't necessarily want to play for Tibbs, not
Yeah.
necessarily because he even overplays them or even over practices them. He does like 3 hour film sessions like almost
Yeah,
every
people
day,
sleeping in there, man. People
which turns
sleeping.
off a lot of players.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
Man,
Yeah,
you gonna burn people out mentally.
You dudes want to watch
no stars want
Nickelodeon.
to. We already know no stars want to play for Tibbs. So Leon Rose and that front office gotta make a coaching chain so that some stars can come to New York to make this Knicks team an offensive team.
The unfortunate thing is Leon Rose is his man, so it ain't gonna be
Right.
easy.
That's his
It'd
home
have to be
flight.
James Dolan to do it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yep.
James Dolan got to step up.
Mm-hmm.
William Wesley was
He said Glenn.
William Wesley was in Leon Rose's ear about him like, yo, you got to get
Well,
this
that's why
dude
he's
up
not
out of
here
here.
now. Yeah, that's why he's not here now.
William Wesley's still here.
I'm gonna tell y'all what's about to happen.
No,
Tibbs about to get an
my bad.
extension,
I'm thinking about the other dude,
What
man.
you
That went
expect to
off.
happen, Ron?
Tibbs about to get an extension, man. I got a bad feeling he about to get an extension.
I doubt it. You know why? Because if he gets
7
an
years.
extension, ain't no NBA coach
4
out
more
here
years.
at
4 more
70
Tell you
years.
years
why he's
old.
gonna get an extension, Dre. He's going into this season as a lame duck coach, and coaches don't play on no 1 year deal.
Unless they know they're getting moved to.
I think
to
he's
the
going to
front
that front
office.
office. I think he's going to the office,
exactly,
man.
exactly. That's about the
I think
only
he's
way.
about to be the principal.
But Tibbs want to coach. Tibbs don't want to be in no front office. He wants to coach.
DSJ is funny.
DSJ been in here cutting up all night. I've been reading DSJ, Where's it, Almighty Finesse. They've been in here cutting up all night.
Boy, I hope I'm wrong.
And
Boy,
Mega
but
too,
my
Mega.
gut instinct telling me, man, we gonna get some bad news in the next few days.
Nah, man,
Tibbs
we're gonna
staying
stay
here.
positive. We're gonna get positive
I'm gonna
news,
try to be
man.
positive. I'll be happy if he go. I ain't gonna even front, man. I think he's a
Go
good
to the
coach, but
office.
I think his time here is no longer needed in the community.
He set
I know one person
he set the culture.
that gotta go.
It's set. He did what he was supposed to do. Hey, man,
And he
we
ain't supposed to be
appreciate what
wearing
you
that 30
did,
number.
but
I know
it's
that.
time for some new energy, some new blood, a new voice.
Corey, I'm sorry. I gotta get out my man real quick. Core. Your man ain't supposed to be wearing that 30 number. I don't care.
That
if he stay, he gotta get
our man.
Yeah, that's supposed to be in the
zero.
Raptors. That's supposed to be
That's
in the Raptors.
supposed to be in the Raptors. I'm tired of him wearing that 30 number and not representing it the correct way. He acting like a diva. I can't feel it, kid. If he was around my way, he'd get jumped every day. Every day. Every day. And every day. And every day.
They take his lunch money every day.
Every day. He's not representing that number correctly. Get that man back that number. Put that thing up in MSG and them Raptors and let him be where he going. Get on the concourse, the space shuttle, all them little planes no, I don't want nobody Die. He just got to go. He got to go.
You
Railway,
want to wear
Trailways,
like number
get
39
out
or
of
something,
here.
bro?
Huh?
Carnival Cruise Line.
You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go. The ferry. Put him on Staten Island ferry.
I wouldn't even tell Julius to wear 40 because Kurt Thomas deserved better than that.
Kurt Thomas ruled
Oh yeah, Kurt
40,
Thomas showed up every
even
night.
though he missed them doggone
Defensively,
layups, man. Oh, Lord.
defensively, and he had a nice little jump shot. He was showing up every night, and he rebounded.
Hey,
He missed them layups, though.
Yeah, he missed a layup.
but you ain't getting a free layup at the rim. He gonna foul the
No,
He
hell
missed
out
them
of you.
no,
layups.
not when them eyes come out.
Give him 90, 95 or something like that. Give him 94,
Freezy, y'all know
something like
why,
that.
and I gotta say this, man, because
What,
I give Tibbs his
69?
credit. I give him his credit. He's a
Yeah,
good coach.
59. There you go, CL. 59.
But the reason
I
why
said
he
69.
got to go, Tibbs got to
Oh,
go for
okay,
me
that too.
is we're gonna see ISO basketball again next year if he's here.
Yes, we will.
You know
Yeah.
why?
You might see
You
Ron,
know
you might
why?
see Freezy down there
And you
playing
know why you're
ISO.
gonna see
Shit.
it? Because Brunson is so good at it. That's why you're gonna see it again next year.
Yep.
Did
Brunson,
you
no
hear
matter
how
what
he was bloviating? You hear how he was bloviating about Brunson at the press conference, all them superlatives?
Spoelstra was too. Spoelstra was
Yeah.
like,
Well,
how did he
it's
not
coming
make an
back.
All-Star game? Like Spoelstra was like,
Mm.
how was he not an All-Star?
Y'all gonna
That's that New
see
York hate.
ISO again next year.
And you're also going to see Tibbs stick to the 8-man rotation, and
And
that's
that
not going
no
to help.
9-man rotation.
That is
Keep it
not
right.
that is not
Huge. Say
that
that
is
again.
not going to help us get into the NBA
Mm-hmm.
Finals.
That
This
is
is not
huge.
the
Mm-hmm.
8-man rotation.
Nah. Hold on a second. That 9-man rotation is what they play in the playoffs, Joe.
No,
So,
hell no. Tibbs
oh,
does
oh,
not
really?
know does
I
not
didn't
know
know
how
they
to make
played
an
like
adjustment.
12-man rotations in the playoffs.
Most teams play 9 in the playoffs, but depending on lack of depth and matchups and all that other stuff, which we ran into, we went down to 8. Truly, because
Down to
those
Yeah,
six.
deuce,
yeah,
because
it's
them
not,
deuce
and it's
minutes
not
didn't
working.
really count. So
But hey,
Mm.
I'm gonna tell Angry Knicks fan, RJ don't get no pass from me in this night. He don't get no
I'm
pass
gonna give RJ his props.
for
I'm gonna give
wetting the
him
bed in
props.
this last game. Now I didn't
He
like
was
what
just
I saw,
off. He was off.
but overall for the playoffs, I gotta give the young fella his credit.
Mm-hmm.
He turned my mind around on him.
Yes, he
But
did. Yes, he did.
the other guy looking like a regular season monster. But
some
Who? Which one?
but a
some
person who
guys
wet the
Quickly.
bed in the playoffs.
some guys are
Mm.
80. Some guys are 82 game players. Some guys are 16
Yeah,
game players.
and it ain't nothing wrong with that. It just
I
is what
don't
it
want to be a
is.
regular season champion. I want to be a world champion.
We done seen 2 playoffs of Julius Randle. We done seen 2 of RJ.
Mm-hmm.
RJ was bad in Atlanta right along with Julius, but these playoffs, hey,
He
the
a
proof
keeper.
is RJ played better than him. Am
RJ's
I
a
mad
keeper.
at RJ for messing up game 6? Absolutely, him and Julius.
We don't get to that game
But if I
6
gotta
though.
look at one, I gotta look at him.
That's great.
Hey, how it is? Julius was worse. Julius was worse because I
He
agree
shot
with
us out the
body
game.
language, everything. It brought the team down, man. It was like a black
Yes, it
cloud.
did.
Like who said that thing? I think Stephen
His
A. said it,
his
and I don't even
energy
like
is
to repeat too
crazy.
much he says, but I had to agree with him.
Man,
It's time for
I don't
Randall to
repeat
go.
nothing Hambone Smith says.
We have to make a change, man. We have to make a change, man. We can't come back
His
with Randall
energy is
next year.
crazy,
And,
man.
and, I,
Brandon
and, I,
Ingram,
and,
I
I,
do like Brandon Ingram. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Adam. I'm
and
just
I'll
reading.
say this. If Tibbs is the coach next season, and we don't make no roster changes, and we're stuck with these same players, I'm telling you, this Knicks team is not making the NBA Finals.
Mm.
Nope.
That's
Nope.
lofty expectations.
And that's a good comment by Franklin. Noah says if RJ did not play the way he played in that first
Facts.
round, we don't get out of
Facts.
that first round. Absolutely.
He absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely right. Good
So who
point.
votes for Randall getting number
We
54?
we got to the second
I
round.
vote for it. Nah, who
54?
played
You know why?
54? Wait,
Charles
what's
Smith.
the
We're gonna
man
give
did?
him
What's the
Charles
Yeah,
Smith
Charles
number,
Smith.
man.
Yeah,
Come on,
Charles
man.
Smith, man. Nah. He don't deserve that number.
Stop.
Nah, son.
Stop, man.
Nah, kid. Nah. Not Charles Smith. Nah. What's that Connecticut finest right there, Charles Smith? Nah. Mm-mm.
And
Nah,
that's a good
Pittsburgh.
point too, man.
Mount
What we
Vernon?
gonna do with this
He
Obi
went to
situation?
Pittsburgh.
What y'all think happened with Obi?
We're gonna probably reset his rookie scale with another rookie.
We trade him, bro. He out of here.
You think Obi's gone?
Very
Yeah,
He
gone.
gone. He
and
Yeah,
then
gone.
yeah.
Very,
Going to
Obi's gotta
very
Cleveland.
go.
gone.
for his own
He going to
good,
Cleveland for
for his own
Spider.
good,
Go.
He going
Obi's
to
gotta
Cleveland for
go.
Spider.
for his own good. Because right now, if we trade Randall and try to start Obi, it may be a disaster just because of the optics. It's just gonna
And expectations.
expectations. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
a
the
certain thing
expectations.
where yeah, it's a lot of pressure for him to step into that shoes. Maybe he can do it, but it'll be a tough transition. It'll be a tough transition. I think he can do it personally because I want
And
Obi.
you know why it's
Dwayne
gonna be
Wade,
a
you know,
tough
got a heck of a
transition,
job, huh?
Wiz? Is because that should have been a decision that should have been made the minute we got that kid in the draft.
Fact.
Oh yeah,
He's really playing behind the eight ball, big time.
yep.
Fact.
Mm.
He can go to a
Wow.
team where he can get a better development and be a star on another team. I just
What they should have done the
I like
minute they
him though.
realized that Randall had ascended that first year, they should have done everything in their power to move Obi. That's when
Mm.
Obi should have been gone.
Yeah, they handcuffing him.
Hmm. But they probably feared Randall may revert back to the previous, Randall. So maybe, especially when he in last year, especially when he imploded, it
Or
may have
hoping
been a
that Obi
panic.
would take the leap to push him out the way.
But
But
but hold on, fellas.
But we know Obi is like a guy. Obi accumulates numbers if he plays 30 minutes. He's
Hmm.
just one of those guys. He's not gonna like. We talk about leap.
Hmm.
He's not gonna be able to leap if he's playing 12 minutes.
Right.
Like
But
Right.
Dre, hold on. But if we get a new coach, you think Obi blows up with a new coach?
a new coach
And
might play. A new
I
coach.
mean,
A
deciding
new.
that we get rid of Randall and we already developed Obi, but we put him in the starting lineup. You think he blows up? I think he does if you got the
I,
proper coach.
I can't. I won't make. I won't assume too much because maybe a different coach probably plays Obi with Randall more often. If
Hmm.
that was the case, but I, I can't. It's completely up in the air with Obi at this point because we got to
Mm.
call a spade a spade.
Facts. Okay, I got you.
Um,
I'm just putting that out in the air.
Obi is like 25, I
And it's
believe.
crazy that
More
we
growing
still
to
don't
get.
know who he is.
More growing to get.
He's 25 or
That
26, something like that. Like the ages where guys make their biggest jumps in their careers for the most part are ages between 22 and 25. After
Mm.
that, it's very rare, which is why when Randall got his most improved player of the year, it was a surprise because most guys don't get that at age 27. They get it at
Mhm.
24, 25.
Mhm.
So the biggest jumps guys take, either usage or whatever or whatnot, their biggest jumps happen younger. And when Obi is already at 25, I don't know how much higher he can actually go, even if he was on another team. Like, you might be able to average like 18 if he
Okay, so
played 30, 31, 32 minutes or something like that.
do you think Tibbs the tenure under Tibbs? You think that stopped his growth? Did that stop his growth as
absolutely,
being a good player being under the Tibbs regime? And if
Well,
he was under
absolutely.
another coach,
I'll
you
say
think he'd be an elite player at this
No,
point
no,
because of
not an
the
elite,
age?
not an elite, a
no,
solid player, but
no,
Okay,
not an
okay.
elite,
I'm
no,
just
elite
I'll
throwing
tell
player.
it
you
out
this.
there.
no.
I think if he had an
Obi don't have
offensive
no.
minded
Obi
coach,
don't
he would
have
have
no
been better.
awareness, bro.
Got you.
Obi,
It's the
Oh,
Obi
thing.
don't have
IQ.
no. He
Okay,
don't have no awareness.
you
But
don't
you
have the
know,
basketball IQ.
Obi in that Chicago game, bro. Obi was about to take off and go leak
I
out,
remember
right?
that. I remember
And the ball was bouncing behind him.
I remember that.
Dre, the ball. So the shot goes up, right? The ball comes back, and the
Hmm.
ball comes behind Obi, is bouncing on the floor like behind this cat, and he is ready to sprint and take off to leak
Hmm.
out. That
Mm.
just go to show, bro. No, Obi ain't it,
He
bro.
care about the dunk. He care about
Yeah,
the
he,
spectaculars.
Obi, and then when it comes time to like in crunch time when you just need Obi just be the best version. Obi, you at the free throw line and you can tie the game. Don't worry about nobody else, man. Just knock down this free throw. You can do it, bro. You a pro.
Mhm.
He up there shook.
Mhm.
And and I don't blame him for being nervous. That's not the part that I'm blaming him for. What I'm saying
Mhm.
is, Obi, these little moments that you can show the world that you the man, you got to take advantage of them, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm not banging on him or nothing. Even though you never saw Obi, you rarely see Obi banging on another man. When's the last time
Mhm.
y'all seen? When was the last time y'all seen Obi dunk on somebody?
Been a minute.
So it's
Yeah,
been a
I think I
while.
seen it one time with I can't remember who he was playing. It might have been Cleveland. When he got the ball, he went up and
Oh
it
yeah,
got
that was on the
blocked.
fast break.
And,
Yeah.
and he
Mhm.
picked it up. He got the second chance and he
Mhm.
dunked it and he screamed up. And I was like, oh, I've never
Okay.
seen Obi do that. I can't remember who he played. He did that against.
And I've been like, yo, and I'm not saying, I'm not pointing out these things, man. But if you want to prove the doubters wrong, bro, these be your moments. It shouldn't have to be handed to you, man. Like,
Mhm.
what Bully was saying about like, what if we get the right coach? And I heard like somebody was like, Uncle Freeze, you always be banging on Obi, and I'm like, nah, man. But at some point, we can't keep saying, what if we get the right coach? And what if we wear the right uniforms? And what if the water in the arena is the right temperature? And what if all these things? What if? At some point, Obi got to take over.
Yeah, Freezer, I agree because I mean every player and every coach got a shelf life with a team.
Right.
At some point, you got to show and prove, or you're gonna be gone. It is what it is.
Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know. Is Freezy, are you saying he's capable of doing it, but he just has not performed, or or it's both?
No, I'm saying he's Kenny Skywalker.
Ooh, number 7.
You
The
see,
first, the,
you
the
see,
old number 7.
Don't
yeah,
camp
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
that's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
When was the
Don't camp in.
last? When was the last time Obi got an alley hoop pass to catch a dunk? You know
Every
why?
day.
You know why Obi doesn't get a lot of alley hoop passes? Because he doesn't move. He just stands behind the 3-point line,
That's not
launching,
Obi's
launching,
fault.
launching,
What are you
launching air
talking about?
That's
balls.
not
That's the
Obi's
play.
fault.
I
That's the
agree.
play design from the coach.
Yeah, that's the coach
Launching.
fault,
You
man.
you think Obi wants to take 8 threes in a game?
Obi.
That's,
They've
You
used
think
Obi just like we
that's what
Obi
use
he
want to be
does
up there for
most of the
12
game.
minutes? Huh.
That's
Obi's
what he
being
does
used
most
like
of the
how we
game,
used to use
standing
Kevin
behind the
Knox.
3-point line.
Sit in the corner.
Sit in
Yeah,
the
but they only
corner and
giving him
take
12
threes.
minutes, man, not to do nothing. But like you
Sit
said, sit in the
sit in the
corner,
corner
man.
and try to
Sit,
become
boo
a
boo, sit.
3-point
Good dog.
specialist.
Yo,
That's
yo,
it.
yo. There was a time though when Jokic was getting 12 minutes.
Hmm.
It was
Facts.
short
Forget him
lived
now.
though,
Hey,
Look at
Dre,
that.
Facts.
you know why it was short lived?
because that dude is a dog.
The
Because he
coach
shut.
saw and the
Because
coach saw something.
right, right. The reason why Obi getting less and less minutes is because
Because he's
he ain't
not doing
showing it.
nothing.
Right.
He
And
ain't
no,
forcing Tibbs'
And
hand,
he's
basically.
and he's
yeah.
launching air balls.
But
I mean, that is true.
so what y'all think happens with IQ in the offseason?
I'm keeping IQ.
You think he stays here or he gonna be part of
Yeah,
a package?
I'm keeping IQ. I'm keeping IQ. I'm keeping IQ.
Well,
He just need to get the
I'm not
confidence
necessarily
up.
keeping him, but they're gonna keep him.
I'm keeping IQ because
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm
gonna
keeping
let one playoff run dictate what I think his
it.
potential is. And
I see his
I've
ceiling.
said this
He good.
multiple times before.
He
But
needs his
Brunson
confidence.
got benched. Brunson got benched in the playoffs for Trey Burke.
For Trey Burks. I remember that.
He was
Dallas.
unplayable.
Then we had Trey Burks. That's that New York Dallas
Trey Burke
connection.
was lighting stuff up for us.
Yeah.
Trey I. That's his name. Trey
Yeah.
I.
And
Oh my
yeah, and the
God.
reason why
You
they
know
got him
what?
is because we traded him to Dallas.
Yeah.
Facts, Uncle.
Yep.
Facts, please. Word.
Him and Tim Hardaway Jr. went together, didn't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
Yes, they
Michigan
did.
brothers.
Both them Michigan
Mm-hmm.
guys went together.
And he the reason why he got benched is because he was just unplayable. He couldn't take the three. He wouldn't take the three, and he was getting
Trey
And he
Burks.
couldn't
attacked on
play
defense.
defense.
Yeah.
His
So
defense was
Baby
trash.
Iverson.
and so now it's kind of the opposite with IQ, where his offense was trash, but he could always play defense. I think the physicality and intensity got to him.
You
And
know what I think?
if you look at like one last thing, like
Go ahead.
your physicality and intensity got to him, and if you look at IQ's body, he just now got big. Like
Yes, he did. Yeah, he broken
he
out.
just got these muscles. Like
He broken.
he needs another offseason,
That's why I
another
said his
5,
upside
10
gonna be
pounds.
great. His upside gonna be
You know
great.
what,
I'm
Dre?
keeping him.
I think he's the one potential player on this team that can benefit from a coaching change.
Facts. I agree too.
I think he's the one player that could really benefit from a coaching change.
Yeah,
Boy, about to
I
get
was,
monster.
and I would say this, man. There are some players on this roster that I think we probably make excuses for, But in about 2 or 3 years, we gonna realize that these cats just ain't that.
Ham sandwiches.
I agree. I agree.
Ham
Here come the
sandwiches.
sandwiches. Here come the ham
I agree.
sandwiches. Let's
The
go.
ham sandwich
The
and the
ham
golden child.
I agree.
You got to get a logo of ham sandwiches and put their face on top of it.
Yeah, or something. Or
Like
something.
on
Yeah,
those.
you need a ham sandwich video. Freezy. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
facts.
Yeah.
Or something. Or something, bro. I mean, I would, Ron, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I would even entertain the thought of Trae Young.
Trae Young.
Yeah,
Nah,
I would entertain the
Mm-mm.
thought.
not when
Yeah?
Brunson is here. No, not when
Yeah?
Brunson.
Yeah, I would entertain the thought because what happens is like when I said Trae Young name, what's the first thing y'all thought about?
I
First
think,
thing
I think, no. I think
Dre,
Size.
what's the first thing you thought about when I said Trae Young?
him and Brunson at the same time.
But what about it though?
They're two
Defense.
small, undersized guards, and Trey needs high volume with the ball. Like, there's a reason why it didn't work in Atlanta. He's already inefficient.
Okay.
He's not gonna get more efficient when you take the ball out of his hands. Like,
To my-
CAA is right.
I tell you what I think about
it
when
didn't
when
work in
had the
Atlanta,
name
and
called
they got two
Freezy.
ball handlers. So.
Get Dillard. Get
You
Dillard,
know what I
man.
thought
Go
about?
get Dillard.
I thought about him. He's really a willing passer and a very good one. And I thought about him playing off of Brunson. I think that would work wonders for him to have somebody.
I think that would work wonders for R.J. Barrett. That
three
would,
of those guys.
Yeah, because now R.J. Barrett doesn't have to concern himself with attacking the weak side with playmaking. Now R.J. Barrett could just slash all night. He'll be Jack the Ripper.
But
Well,
he
then-
can still.
Then
Yeah.
the score is gonna be 125 to 122 every night,
So
which is cool. If we
And
win,
Dre,
if we
what
win,
they
that's
want.
cool.
They want scoring.
I'm saying in the regular season it's cool,
I
but
hear
in the
what you said.
postseason it's not gonna work.
That's
it's not
what
gonna work.
they want. They want a bunch of scoring.
In the regular season it'll work, but in the postseason that will not work for you. I'm not gonna hold you.
It's because you are captive, right? You don't know it's not going to work because you hadn't seen it, but you would speculate it's not going to work because of what you've seen these individuals players have what they've done in individual places, but you don't know what it's going to look like for sure with them two together unless you put them together.
I've already seen Trae Young play alongside another lead
You
guard.
seen them with Jalen Brunson?
No, another lead guard, and it failed terribly.
Yeah, except that
because
it's not a lead guard though.
But he was a point guard that would led the league in assists like 2 years ago, or like top 3 in assists 2 years ago.
Right. He was a stat patter.
Well, then you can say Trae Young's a stat pattern. What that mean?
No. Trae Young is one of 3-point guards in this. Like when I put the video up of Jalen Brunson being trapped, right? Remember that? We had Trae Young in that same situation. Trae Young, Chris Paul can make the pass out of that trap on a dime to whoever
you know
he
another
wants
thing
to.
about him too, Freezy?
Yeah,
he can play without the basketball.
Yeah, and then too, here's the other thing too, Ron. With Josh Hart on the floor, that player right there would be Jalen Brunson. Do you like Jalen Brunson from the spot up 3?
Playing off the tree? Oh yeah, absolutely.
I do.
You may as well go walk the other way.
Right, and then and the thing and the ultimate thing about it is for everybody that's absolutely in love with defense, right? If you love defense, if you can't live without defense, right? If you live by the mantra that defense wins championships,
yes, it does.
Show me how many championships the Knicks have won going all defense. What are you at?
Man, I can't tell you.
What are you at? Ron, we live and die by defense, right? What them championships at, right?
We lived through and watched that era where it was all defense.
Right, and
how many got us?
And how many championships we got out of that?
That got us this.
But you can't live by the rules. You can't live by the rules of 1980s NBA and 1990s NBA.
No, that's and that's why that's why I would say.
But I get what you're saying because that's what fans keep yelling defense. They don't
say
nothing.
Yeah.
We want defense. We want defense.
We were
Bro,
already struggling to hide Brunson on the Heat.
You
What
know
do
what
you
I
think
want?
gonna happen when Trey and Brunson are on the court?
I just want balance.
we gonna win.
I just want balance. That's all.
You sure
We
you
gonna
want
win.
Trey Young though?
The thing is, when you look at this Knicks roster, we only have what, and it boggles my mind that I'm even having to have this conversation, bro.
A
The
ball
fact that,
handling wing would do more for this team than Trey Young would.
no,
This
In
team
my
is
mind,
not
okay.
Trey
balanced.
Young, man.
Oh, okay.
We don't have
Oh,
a
okay.
balanced
All right.
team.
So if we explore that, how, and who is it?
Paul George would do more for this team than Trey Young would.
Right.
SGA would do more.
Right.
SGA would do more.
Paul
Leonard would do
Paul
more.
George would do it, and how though? I just want to know, because I don't
Jump
know
shooting,
basketball. I need somebody
defense.
to explain this to me.
Okay,
Jump
first,
shooting, defense, tenacity,
first
hungry.
off, he will pick up the slack that Brunson lacks on the other end
Facts. That's a
while
fact.
locking down
On what end?
the defensive end. For
Defensive
the
Oh,
other
end,
end.
right.
now we
No,
need more
no.
defense.
No.
Okay, so we need more defense. That's
No. And I'm gonna talk about the
but
offensive part. I'm gonna talk about the offensive part.
you said
I'm
you
gonna,
talk defense first. So
I'm
okay,
gonna talk
I
about
got
the
you.
offensive part too,
No,
Freezy.
don't worry. I don't need to
No.
I'm
The
good.
offensive part.
I'm
The
past
offense.
it. We need more defense, bro.
But can I talk to the offensive part, bro?
We
Ain't
need
no
more
wrong with a
defense.
lot of defense. We need
We
some
need
offense
more
too.
defense, and we're gonna bring Matumbo and Rodman out of retirement, and we're gonna bring Scottie Pippen
And
in here
Manute
because we
Bol,
need
Manute Bol,
more
come on,
defense.
man.
Come on, Freezy. In
No.
terms of offense, he's a
But
three level.
Dre, listen, I was
Hold
trying to explain my thing with Trey Young, and y'all
on.
cut me.
Okay, my fault.
And
Go
then
ahead.
when you started, I started cutting you off. You're like, no, that don't be reasonable. Be reasonable.
Finish my fault.
The thing I'm trying to say to everybody about Trey Young and just the thought of Trey Young. I never said I want Trey Young, mind you. When I started, I was like, you know what, man? I think I would even consider Trey Young. That's how I started the whole thing. I never said trade everybody for Trey Young.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And this is why. What I'm saying is in our offense where guys can't create for their own self.
True.
Trey Young can create for others.
And guess what? You
Like-
can stagger them guys too. You ain't got to have both on the floor at the same time.
At
You
the
can have
same
one in the other
time.
unit.
And bro, Trey Young, quickly, and Brunson. Now, I mean, come on, bro.
Trey Young coming off the bench.
Your offense just became elite.
Right now, we looking like a modern NBA. See, the thing is I don't want a modern NBA offense. I want a futuristic offense. Right? I don't want an offense that's good for 2019, 2020,
I follow you.
2022.
Follow you.
I want one where teams have to draft and game plan ahead of time for our offense. Like, I want them to fear us. Right? Trey Young, with all his flaws, can make passes all over the floor that only one or two NBA players in this
can't do
league
that.
can do right now.
So
With
we got a
either
light
hand.
skinned
With
little
either hand.
Julius Randle
He passes
running
with either
around
hand.
now.
He
That's
passes
what we
with
got?
either hand too.
Right.
We got another little diva running around, light skinned dick running around with the baby hair.
But okay. But say
Roadrunner.
even if we don't do say a Trey Young, say we just go out and bring in more defense, right? We still
No, we're
gonna
talk about that offense though. We're gonna talk about that offense, right?
Okay, all right.
I'll say this. I'll say
I
this
heard what
though.
you said about the defense. We need the offense, but he too small, dude. We can't. What we gonna do with him? Like really?
I think Damian Lillard would be
talking
better.
about quickly. I don't want to see quickly at that point guard trying to run that point guard. If Trey Young is here, you ain't got to worry about quickly running no point guard no more. Quickly can play off of him and just do what he do best, which is shoot. Because we all know quickly ain't really trying to set the ball up for nobody else. If he got the ball, he pounding the rock. He pounded it.
Is Trey gonna be a starter?
Hole in the floor.
But you know Trey Young pounds the rock too. You know that, right?
Yeah,
he doesn't play off ball either.
Trey Young is more of a willing passer than quickly.
He's a willing passer, but he's ball dominant. He's very ball dominant.
But Dre, this is why when I said that it was a trap that was easy for y'all to fall into, right? Here's why. Here's why. Here's why. Take out, erase Trey Young, right? And add Luka Doncic to the same thing. Now, automatically, your mindset is no, I wouldn't do Trey Young, but I would definitely do Luka. Right?
Freezer, I wouldn't be against Trey Young. I wouldn't.
Right. And
But the
Because I
difference
think
is
the
Luca's
offense will totally change.
the
6'6",
only
6'7".
difference is Luka is 6'7", 240, not playing defense.
True.
Nah, but Freezy,
You
you've
see,
seen
Ryan, you see how easy
you
this
weren't
trap
here
door
for this.
is?
You wasn't here for this, Freezy. Luca and Brunson were a part of a top 3 defense,
I know that.
right?
I know that.
Luca just having size and switchability. He's not a great defender. He never will be a great defender, but he is not as bad as Trey Young by far. And I'm not. You know he's not.
Yeah, Luka
No, he's
is
not.
yeah,
No, he's not.
Hey,
He's not
Dre,
as bad as Trey
you
Young.
talking to somebody that know basketball, bro. I didn't just wake up and walk to
I
the
know
microphone.
that, but we could disagree though.
What I'm saying to you is first the offense was top 7. It wasn't top 3, right? But it was a
If the
good
second
defense.
half of the year, it was
Right.
top 3 when they figured it out.
But my point, the point that I'm getting at is with Jalen Brunson and with Luka, you had all of those also ran players on it, the Dorian Finney-Smiths and all them guys. All of those guys made up for all the slack on defense, right? And they rotated guys in and out of the roster, in and out of the lineup to provide depth for Luka and them, so Luka wouldn't have to guard all these dudes. So Brunson wouldn't have to guard all these dudes, bro. What I'm saying is if we just avoid the stereotypes just for a minute and just look at just raw data, just look at raw production, Luka Doncic is not a better defender or that much better than Trey Young. The only thing he does at a better rate is rebound. Now, does rebound in possessions? Yes. Yes, Luka is more of a triple-double threat than Trey Young, right? At times, he's a better three-point shooter, right? But the thing about getting a guy that can make all the passes across the floor is it doesn't matter if the dude is 6'7" or 6'1". All that matters is Grimes, a guy that can't create himself, gets an easy look at an open basket, gets an open shot.
I'll say this though, Freezy.
And Josh Hart doesn't create that.
I'll say this though.
I
say this though,
Trey got
Freezy.
great handles.
Hold on. I'll say this though, Freezy. The reason why Magic Johnson was so great is because he was a 6'9" point guard. Being a bigger playmaker inherently makes playmaking easier. And we know Luka is.
Yeah, you can see it.
Luka is, in my mind, he's just as good as a playmaker as Trey Young, while being a better scorer or a more efficient scorer.
Okay.
So you're wasting less possessions with Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic ends more possessions, and you're not wasting any possessions because he's amongst the most elite isolation players, straight up on top of his playmaking. So you can't compare them two players. You can't. In my mind, you can't compare them.
Yeah,
in my
okay.
mind,
I see what Freezy's saying, because if you look at the blueprint what Dallas just did when they blew that team up, they brought Kyrie in there, who's offensively gifted.
Right.
We all know. You know what I mean? He can get his. You got him next to Luka, who's another offensively gifted guy. So now you got Brunson on our team, who's offensively gifted. Now you go get a Trey Young. He's offensively gifted.
Right.
You can't help but get better. You can't help but get better offensively.
Right.
What about a guy?
I think the offense will look even better, as crazy as it may sound, because
I like Donovan Mitchell next to JB more than Trey Young.
Facts. I like that, Dre. Facts.
I like Donovan Mitchell next to.
I like that.
To Brunson
nice.
more than Trey Young, just because he's more of an attacking guard than Trey Young.
Gonna
Trey
get in
Young
that
will
paint.
try to play make, but ultimately,
gonna get
ultimately, when we talk about offenses, it's about being efficient, right?
Yeah.
Trey Young averages a ton of turnovers. He's also shooting like 30% from 3 on a ton of shots and 40% from the field. I'd rather someone be more efficient in terms of scoring and have playmaking secondary than have a guy that needs the ball to play make all the time while he's also not very efficient.
Well, you know,
I think eventually we're going to get him.
Days ago, and Freezie has said this multiple times about how the Knicks would have looked with Donovan Mitchell next to Brunson. And a lot of people was bringing up the same thing about, the defense, saying the same thing they say about Trey Young.
It's concerns for
So
me, but
so so
I would have less concerns with
with
Donovan
a
Mitchell.
spider and Brunson, that offense would be elite, dangerously
High
elite.
octane,
Hey,
big
hey,
time.
and Ron, and you know what? You know what? I mentioned that last week, and
You
you know
did, and
what?
everybody wanted to run you up the show.
And you know what they said last week? What are you gonna do about the defense? The
Yep,
defense.
yep.
And the thing about it is I'm talking about the reason why when I talked to Dre earlier about this, y'all, and we just chopped it up for a few minutes, right? And he looked at and he sent me the clip. The reason why I showed y'all the clip is because what we fail to realize is the difference between a star and a superstar is consistency doing great things.
Yeah.
The difference between a megastar and a superstar is the ability to step up your talent in the biggest moments. When everybody knows the whole world is against you, can you perform? That's why when Bully said, "What would Obi look like if such and such?" I like, nope, Obi ain't it. Because all Obi had to do was make one free throw to tie the game for his team in the playoffs, and he missed it. Right? He ain't got that dog that bully like it ain't in there, bro. It's just not. And listen, and I'm not knocking Obi because I'm sure he'll be a fine player. But if we're talking about a guy that's gonna ascend to that next level of Knicks greatness, Obi ain't it.
And that's the thing too, Freezy. We can't waste Brunson's years
waiting on Obi.
hoping and waiting for players to excel.
Right.
Man, we was so close to making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Are we gonna sit and waste time waiting on players? They might show up. No,
and thinking, man, if we fire the coach and bring in this player friend, and maybe if he coddle Obi, and maybe if he let Obi wear his do-rag in the locker room, maybe if he
hold on. You said play a
Grimes,
friend. We talking about Josh Hart?
Yes.
But you know, Freezy, let's go back.
Joe, you peeped that, right?
We all
yes.
understand it. Jalen Brunson has accelerated our timeline.
Yes.
And either players gonna have to be in line with him, they're gonna have to be excelling with him, or they're gonna have to go.
They're gonna have to.
It ain't a hard thing to figure it out.
And Ron, listen. So you think Jalen Brunson is great, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I think he's great. I think he's great. Also,
great
he's the only player that stepped up in Game 6.
Yes, he did.
That dude been a monster for us, man.
You know what? So he was great. I'm here to tell you that I think Jalen Brunson would have been able to score 50 if he could have just sat down for a few minutes and rested his legs.
Probably could have.
Right. But you know why he couldn't sit down and rest his legs?
Because he ain't had no help.
Because we didn't have Trae Young.
We didn't have no help. Exactly.
I think the Knicks need to go get Dame Lillard.
I think
SGA.
Might be a hot take.
But not no Trae Young. No, Trae Young.
I need RJ to work on his handle desperately.
Oh,
I need him to work on his handle so bad.
Dre,
oh
it's
my
not
God.
Dre, it's not there, bro.
Oh my God.
It's not there because every summer we say the same thing.
Oh.
He done been there how long now?
Yes.
These
are the things we said when we saw RJ Barrett in a pink suit on draft night. We was like, yeah, man, RJ Barrett need to work on. RJ Barrett can't shoot. He need to work on his handles. Now we're going into season 5 of RJ, bro. It ain't there, bro.
He is who he is.
RJ cannot fix his donkey style movement.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but yeah.
Whoa! You silly boy.
What I'm saying is what I'm saying is this though. When Donovan Mitchell came into the league and we knew he couldn't shoot, we was like, yeah, how you undersized combo guard that can't really shoot the three? In his first few years,
he got better at it every year.
Yeah, he did things to get better every year. Right.
You saw
it. Now he pulling up from 3 with confidence.
And every time he shoot it, you think it's going in.
Right. But RJ, we still talking about this. We still like, yo, RJ, why you backing all the way up to Staten Island just to get a running start in the pick and roll? This is the same stuff we've been talking about.
Backing up to Ellis Island.
To be fair,
Randall's Island. Governor's Island.
He slowed up
Raiders
on that.
Island. Raiders Island.
Yeah.
he slowed up on that in the playoffs at least.
Yeah, he did. He started getting better towards the end of the
But
season.
shout out to RJ, man. That
Right.
boy showed up in the playoffs, man. I gotta
At
give
least
the
what
young
I
fella his
noticed.
credit. He showed up.
Right. And so the thing I'm merely pointing out is like some of these guys have talents that we hadn't seen yet that we know are there. Like we're confident that Grimes is gonna be something if he gets the opportunity to be that, right? But for the ones because here's the thing. When we talked about Julius Randle, like when Julius Randle first got here, they was like, yo, but son, he been in the league 5 years already. If he can't do it now, he'll never be able to do it. Now that our young guys are going into their 5th season, you can't move the goalposts and be like, I used that argument on Randall, but no, I can't use it on RJ because it's RJ. No, nah, bro. You got to keep it. You got to keep it 100. If you use that argument for Randall when he first got here, you got to use the same thing for RJ, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Dre, the point that I was getting at with Trae Young is not that Trae Young is going to come here and lead the NBA in scoring. Trae Young has 2 elite skills that you might think that he is the best in the NBA at it. Right? One of them is running that pick and roll and getting a lob look for a dunker. Right? If you got a Clint Capella, a John Collins, or whoever, he can manipulate the defense and at least get a lob look. Right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
No matter it don't matter who the defense is. He did it against Tibbs. Right? And the other thing he can do is he can throw those 40 or 50-foot passes with either hand on the money.
And Freezie, you leaving out another one. He is elite at drawing fouls.
Yes.
But my thing, my bad, Ron. I was gonna say,
Eddie hit free throws.
We didn't even need a Trae Young caliber playmaker. We just needed someone above average. just above average.
Just above it, right.
Y'all, we all know
Trae Young would have been overkill.
Struggle, man. Our offense is a struggle.
No, the reason why I say Trae Young and just maybe the thought of a Trae Young, not saying go get him. I don't want to.
The idea of like an elite playmaker in general.
Right. I don't want to go get a Trae Young because it costs too much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's gonna cost you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like I don't want to go get a Trae Young because it costs too much. Now you're giving away too many kids and too many draft picks, and then you're taking up that big salary, and then if it don't work, you stuck.
Yeah, because it's still a risk.
Yes.
Just because look at the DeJounte situation. They gave up 3 picks for him, and it didn't work.
And it
did not work.
Yeah, they work. They got rid of their coach. They should have kept Nate McMillan and moved Trae Young. Yeah, that's what they screwed up at, and especially when they said,
and they might still lose.
He was on the side of the coach.
They
was against Trae.
We got McDonald's at the house, Freezie.
Yeah. Basically.
So I keep hearing people talk about Spider. Spider going in the last year of his deal?
No, he got 2 years left.
He got 2 years, but if he lets it be known that
next
I'm
year,
not gonna come, if he lets it be known that I'm not gonna come back, they're gonna start.
They're gonna start.
So basically,
he'll be a Knick eventually, I believe.
1-1.
Right. So Ron, that's the thing I'm getting at. Like, aside from Jalen Brunson, take Jalen Brunson out of the equation. What other Knick has an elite skill offensively or defensively?
No.
We need a bona fide. We need a bona fide.
An elite.
None of them.
An elite, unstoppable skill. What Knick has an elite, unstoppable skill outside of Jalen Brunson?
But to be fair, Freezie, if you have an elite, unstoppable skill, you're probably an All NBA player.
We ain't got that.
I hear you get that. You're going to Julius.
That's not even a shot at Julius. That's just.
We ain't got that.
I know, but when you say All NBA,
I'm talking
about Julius is a horse. That's what it is.
I'm talking about I'm talking about little stuff. I'm not talking about 50-inch vertical. I'm talking about for instance,
ball handling skills.
For instance, who has a better 3-point percentage all time, Steph Curry or Seth Curry?
Probably Seth.
Seth Curry. right? You
Way
can't
less
leave it.
volume though.
And he takes
Right,
better
he ain't got a
3-point
lot of
shots.
volume. Yeah, he ain't
He
got a
takes
lot of
better
volume.
3-point shots than Steph.
But think about what I'm saying. The fact that he is even comparable means he's got an elite skill.
He's
Yeah.
got an NBA skill for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an elite skill, bro. Seth
I'll take
Curry.
him on this team right now.
Yeah,
I-
Seth Curry is better than 90% of the dudes that even take threes in this league. And that's everybody nowadays.
He's one of them players that you scratch your head like, why he keep getting traded? It's mind-boggling.
It's because
he's got that elite skill. He's got that one elite skill.
He keeps getting traded because while 3-point shooting is a commodity, he doesn't really do anything else.
And then you know what else I got to say this.
Well, his defense prowess is
Seems like every
crazy.
trade he
It ain't
been
nothing.
in was for a superstar going somewhere too.
Yeah.
But
He's
a sweetener. He's a sweetener.
If Seth Curry was an above average 3-point shooter, would he be in the NBA?
No, he has to be an extremely above average 3-point shooter.
Right. He's got to be elite. That's the point I'm getting at.
Yeah. That boy can definitely shoot.
No, but what other Knick out of all the 16 other Knicks on the roster, what guy out of those 16 players have an elite skill?
Is staying healthy a skill?
Fournier?
Is staying healthy an elite skill?
None of them.
None, because all of them have been hurt.
Because Fournier,
Randle has been
might-
hurt.
man.
RJ has been hurt. Mitch has been
all
hurt.
of them.
Hartenstein has been hurt. Yep. That's
Hartenstein was the only one who played.
Some people might not consider this a skill, but RJ, the fact that RJ can almost get 2 feet in the paint at will. Now, what happens after that?
Oh yeah, that is a skill.
But
That is a skill.
the ability to always find a way to get 2 feet in the paint is a skill. But what happens after that is the decision making.
Yeah,
but he got a $100 start.
Deuce, I don't know about Deuce.
10-cent finish
in a 10-cent finish.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
But the floater's coming along at least.
I think if we're looking at defense as a skill, which it is a skill, I would say Deuce probably the.
Yeah,
I love Deuce's defense, man. I must admit, I think his defense is probably, and I think we all was talking about Josh Hart and giving him, and rightfully do. He was balling for us, but I think pound for pound defensively, man, I'll put Deuce up there with anybody on this roster.
I'll say this. From a team defensive concept, I think Emmanuel quickly is elite. And the stats back that up.
Dre, I think he's
from a team
there.
defense standpoint.
I think he's getting there.
And a communicator on defense. His team defense.
He's
help defense, recovery, all that. Yeah.
I think he's getting there.
He's definitely that now. But the reason why I'm saying we have to look at a broader, not a bigger picture, but use a broader scope when we look at stuff, is we look at the potential of a guy, how young the player is, who the coach is, and all of that stuff. But we have to start. Yeah, but we have to start looking at stuff like when we see Tyreek Hill, right? We're like, man, Tyreek Hill is always open. Well, Tyreek Hill has an elite skill.
The ability to get open and speed you can't coach.
He is fast, bro.
It's when you're like basically you're saying what is something that's transferable to any team. If you drop this kid on the worst team in the league, he's still gonna be able to do this.
He's still gonna do his thing against NBA talent on a nightly basis.
And Freezie, you just didn't convince me why we got to go the offensive route. You know why? Because as you were talking and y'all were talking, I'm sitting there going through my mind and I'm looking at all these teams remaining in this playoffs, with the exception of maybe Miami. Every last one of these teams got 2 elite offensive pieces.
They got 2 nuclear weapons on their team.
Yep.
Right. And that's why I'm saying.
And we only got 1.
Well, we thought we had 2, but clearly
we thought we had 2.
We had 2 in the regular season. They were arguably the best duo in the regular season. But come playoff time, only one of them showed up.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right, and that's why I'm saying for that reason, like Ron mentioned, bro, we have to get out of this thing of we got to get out of this thing that the Jacksons are just as good as Michael Jackson. It's not,
What?
they not, bro. We got to get out of
So
this
so the
Just
mindset.
Pips
one more
ain't
step.
Gladys Knight. The
Just
Pips
one
ain't
more step.
Gladys.
No, yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. We got to get out of
Oh
this.
my God.
We got to get out of this mindset that having 5 times 20 is the same thing as 1 times 100.
So,
No,
Uncle
it's not.
Freezie, is Chubb Rob better than Heavy D? Is that
It
what you're
depends
trying
on what
to
you like. But diggity D. Which one you like?
say?
So you calling Julius Randle Otis
Oh
is what you
Lord.
calling.
No,
Facts.
I don't at this point. I'm so mad at everybody, bro. I don't know who. I'm calling everybody. I'm calling everybody out their name, bro. I'm still.
Oh Lord have mercy.
But what I'm saying is would I rather have? Would I rather have Grimes, Hart, Randall, and RJ, or would I rather have Giannis?
Oh,
Whoa.
You see what I'm getting
I'm
at?
saying,
Ah
I
man,
see
see
what
here
you're
you go,
saying.
man. Oh man.
You get the
Yeah.
two weapons, and then you figure it out after that.
Right,
What you're
yeah.
saying.
It's like a Rubik's Cube. You got the cube, now figure it out, kid.
It's a cookout. That's all. I'm
Mm,
just taking the cookout strategy, bro. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? I'm just
Spades?
all I'm
Okay.
saying is at the cookout, bro. You get your ribs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get your other
Mm-hmm.
meat, and then tell
Mm-hmm.
your auntie and them to do all the sides. It don't matter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Freezy, I
all
had a
I'm
cookout
saying.
yesterday, man. I had a cookout. Not to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Knock it.
Because I had a cookout yesterday, man. It was beautiful, man. And what you saying, you absolutely right. Get them meats,
Right.
and you get your sides, and you sit down and you figure out if you want to play dominoes or spades. Which one you want to do, or you want to do
Right.
the
Yeah, that's
hustle?
what I'm saying.
Come on, y'all.
That's what I'm
Beautiful.
saying.
I like
Like
your
I
analogy. Mm-hmm.
like that's all I'm saying. I'm telling my auntie now, man, listen, I'm gonna definitely get the ribs. I'm definitely getting some
Mm-hmm.
ribs, and I'm gonna get some other meats,
Mm-hmm.
right? For the sides, don't come to me talk about no sides. Y'all do that. Y'all get
Mm-hmm.
all the sides. I don't care what the
Facts.
sides is. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? As long as you get these two main dishes, right? Like when you get like say for instance, you put Trey Young and I'm just saying this as an example.
Mm-hmm.
You get Trey Young and Jalen Brunson together, and now defenses don't have to focus. Defenses can't focus on Jalen Brunson for 48 minutes
Mm-hmm.
because you got Trey Young next to him.
Mm-hmm.
You like, for instance, if you're a Knicks fan today, you have no idea how good Jalen Brunson can be. All you've seen is the tip of the iceberg,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's all you've seen is the tip of the iceberg, bro. You've seen Jalen Brunson not only do this performance as a Knick, but you also saw him do it last year as a Maverick,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
right? Right. So now you know what you got in Brunson almost. You just don't know how great he can be, but how you establish Jalen Brunson's greatness is by it's like having, bro. It's like having Batman, bro. Batman is great, but when you put Batman in the Justice League with Superman next to him,
Mm-hmm.
Man, Freezer,
now we talking.
you cannot waste
The
Brunson.
knowledge is just deep.
The headline should read for the rest of the offseason, get Brunson some help. Because this is his
Mm.
team. Ain't no question no more. When people talk about who this team belong to, this is Brunson team.
Right.
And I
Do
don't
you
care
think
what
that's why
nobody says,
Julius
this is
mad?
Brunson team.
Do you think that's why Julius acting like he acting because he lost the team? I mean, I think Brunson came in and did
Anything
a
possible, we know that.
okay.
We
I
know
believe.
that's possible.
I think. I feel that energy right there.
And
I think
people
the
are human.
playoffs dictated that, man.
And
Like
people are
one,
human
one
at the end of the day.
Yes. Yes,
You
Dre.
know what I mean? The human element will come in there.
The human element. That's true.
You know, if
Facts.
you're a player that's all about the team, it ain't gonna bother you. But if
Right.
you're a
Mm-hmm.
player who used to being that dude from
Mm-hmm.
every level,
Right.
and now you got to take a back seat,
well, he should have been used to that
everybody can't take that.
yeah, you should be used to that because he had to take a back seat for 5 years
Right.
before he
But you
even
know,
came here.
Right.
it's different when you came to the Knicks. Remember when the man came here, there wasn't nobody
Mm-hmm.
here. There was
Right.
nobody here that was better than Julius.
Mm-hmm. Facts. That's a
Not
fact.
until this year.
Right.
Not
DSJ,
until
stop
this year.
cutting up in the chat, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
that's a good question you asked, man. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
So Ron, would you entertain the Knicks How would you feel if the Knicks came out and just said in a press conference, the Knicks said, "Hey, we're just gonna go out and get a guy with some elite skill, like 2 or 3 elite skills that can't be stopped on a nightly basis, and we're
Be
gonna have to
happy.
sacrifice some of these kids in draft picks
I'm gonna
and
be
cap
happy
space."
Good
because we too
question.
one
Good question.
dimensional. That's my biggest problem with this offense is one dimensional. You know what
I
killed us in
agree.
that last play that you highlighted. You know, hey, I watched players do the same thing they was doing all season, ball watching.
I agree. I
But one
agree.
man got the ball.
I
Right.
agree.
I'll say this though. You can have the elite skill, but if you don't use it correctly and you're so predictable, like you can take the like you can make it easier for teams to defend you if you're not wielding these skills correctly. Like
Mm,
you can have the best playmakers in the world, but if you have guys that are just not moving or not creating space, or if you're just standing still on a
mm.
static offense, it's not gonna work in the playoffs. Like it's
No,
just not
no.
gonna work.
I
No,
think
it's not. That's the time you're gonna get in trouble.
I think
You're gonna
that's
get in
part of
trouble.
Tibbs coaching.
You're gonna get in trouble. And
So
the thing is,
this is why I'm like kind of hung up, because even if we do get the elite player or the elite talent, that there might be like a hindrance in terms of getting to your ceiling offensively, because you won't be maximizing what they do best. Like we know what Julius does great, but did we necessarily give him a chance to do that in this series against Spoelstra? Not really.
No.
And it worked during the regular season, but it's the regular season. You got to switch it up.
yeah, when you playing 7 games, you got to switch up, and you got to switch up in game too. You can't just keep running the same thing all night long and think that stuff gonna
Right,
work every
right,
game.
right. Like when we keep calling a spade, Julius Randle averaged 26 points for 877 games.
He was on fire.
Yeah.
Like at some point, I can't put it all on the player. Like some of it is on the player, but if you've seen your guy struggle out there drowning, you do something to make his life easier.
Right.
So Dre, I'm glad you brought that up. So do you think part of Julius Randle's problem in the playoffs, more of the problem is Tibbs coaching him in the playoffs
I
Yes.
think yes, I'll
than
say
more
this.
so than Julius?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
why
I'd
Tibbs
say
got to
so.
go.
I say so.
Yes.
I think that's a legitimate question
I say so
because it
because
don't make any
yeah,
sense for a man production to fall that much. It
Right.
doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
like this stagnant offense, just watching Julius do his thing. It might work in the regular season
Yeah, because
because
you
he's not
playing
getting
that
that
team
much
for one
attention.
night. You playing
Yeah,
that team for one night.
yeah.
Yeah.
You running into dudes playing 4 games in 5 nights, man.
And guess
Three
what?
Jay
and
Ron, do
four.
you
And
think
Jay,
do you think
you
he's
know
gonna
how
do
you know
some type
that's a
of
good point that you
psychological
just brought
thing?
up? Because think about it. The first game that Julius came back off that ankle injury and played Miami was his best game.
Yeah,
He scored what 20? What was it? 23, 24?
yeah,
Almost
yeah.
had the exact same numbers that he had on the season.
Yep.
That was the first game he came back, and then after that, we were running still the
They
same
they
thing.
after that the Heat sunk their teeth into
Yep,
to what
they
we
they
doing.
adjusted to it,
Right.
and we never adjusted off of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be something to be
Which
said
which
for it,
game
man.
which game are y'all talking about specific though?
Remember the first game, Julius came back off that ankle
It
injury.
was
Up off
game
the
Game
ankle.
two,
two.
game
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 two, and
two
then he
against
was
Cleveland.
bad in
That was
game
Julius
three.
Randle's best game. Remember?
Yep.
And then game four,
Yeah,
I think game four or game five, he had a good shooting game,
And then the
but
following
A
he
good
game,
was,
shooting
he
game.
fell
but
back.
he had a good shooting game, but a lot of those shots
Yeah.
were tough shots. They were not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sustainable. Them
So
tough
so when I
shots.
look at it, Dre, I gotta put more of the onus on the coach than the player. If we looking at it, you know what I mean. For as much, yeah, Julius, we know, but man, if what we saying is bearing fruit because it's true.
Like
It's
when
Right.
you
easy to
want
look
when
good
you
when you play a team once a night. I mean,
Freezy, Freezy,
you know what I mean.
my fault wrong, but like
You
when you
good?
see the Miami Heat play, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know Jimmy Butler's getting the ball, but Spoelstra draws up plays where he get right at the front of the rim and get a little push shot off here and there, just to get it, just to get the wheels flowing, just to get the blood flowing, like just to get him going. He gives
Right.
them easy opportunities. We don't get easy opportunities for Randall, even with a
Right.
packed in paint. Like
Man,
we
Kaiser
don't
Sosa
do it.
got a great point in the chat, man. He said I would be willing to try one last time with Randall if we got an offensive guru, but
Right.
Tibbs ain't going nowhere, so Randall got to go too. I think that's perfectly said. It kind of reminds me. Think about it. We went through this conundrum with Alec Burks. They had to
Otherwise,
trade
he a
Alec
diva.
Burks out of here to get Tibbs from stop making this man play point guard.
Yep.
It's like I don't want to say it's lazy coaching, but it feels like he's on autopilot when watching the offense.
Facts. Yes, Dre.
And it's
Relying
like,
on
bro,
what comes easy.
it's like, bro, isolation teams have been stopped before with more talented players. You can't just do this over and over.
And that's what we do.
I've seen MVP straight up have their isolation stopped in the postseason.
I think I saw a stat, and I don't know who had it up, but it said we run like ISO like 67% of the time.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, I seen that stat. I seen that.
You can't
You
run
saw,
ISO.
you saw that too?
Yeah, you
seen that.
can't
Yeah,
run
I seen
ISO
it.
60.
You can't do that, man.
Freezy, it might not start out as ISO, but it devolved into ISO.
That means, bro, ISO means.
Otherwise, what up?
Yeah, ISO means like one person take the ball out and they come down and never pass it, spread it out, and then they shoot.
I think it probably the definition is like it took
possession that somebody just goes ISO.
Yeah, during the possession, the guy has
Yeah.
to hold the ball for like 3 or more seconds.
Yep, and then they shoot it, and nobody else touches it. Man, because I know there's times that I see, and shout out to Brunson, I love him, but there's been times I see Brunson come down, and nobody else touches it, he shoots it.
Yeah.
And
I
he,
see
and
RJ do the same thing.
it's for a
Julius do
reason.
the same thing.
It's for a reason.
Dre,
though.
does RJ ISO?
Yeah, definitely he does.
Every now and again, but not like Julius.
I think Dre sent me something a while ago, and it showed like RJ Barrett holds the ball less than everybody in a.
Yeah, he gets less touches than every other guy in our lineup. Well, between Randle and Brunson, and he generates more offense in those limited touches in terms of assists and all this other stuff. It's like he's actually more efficient on a play-to-play on a touch basis. Like on his touches, he averages more points per touch if it comes off an assist or him scoring, rather than when Brunson and Randle get it. Like they have higher volume, but it's less points per touch. If that makes sense. So it's one of those things where we're painfully predictable. And the reason why Brunson comes up and takes these shots is because he knows nobody's gonna be moving. We're not calling a pin down to get Grimes open. So what is he waiting on? He might as well just take the shot.
You know what else? He knows that if he shoot it, it's got a higher probability of going in.
That's also a fact.
That's normally what happens when players know they can't trust other players on the team. They're gonna take the shot.
Yeah.
I remember Kobe said it best. He like, well, I'm gonna pass it to him. He'll know he gonna miss it.
and the thing about Brunson, the thing about Brunson, I love.
That's funny.
Like if you watched him play against the Warriors last year, they gave him that pull up 3. They gave it to him and he wouldn't take it. So you know what he did? He came back this year and was like, I'm gonna take
all
it.
summer. Yep.
I'm gonna come back and take this pull up 3. You guarded or unguarded. So the next year, this dude Brunson might be pulling up from 28 feet.
I ain't mad at him.
You know how great Brunson is, man. I saw Brunson do something in that game, in that closeout game. He shot a 3, and this was they whistled to play dead. He shot the 3, it was all near the end of the game. And then he came back down, and this was in pressure situation. He came right back down and shot the 3, and it went right in.
Like a practice shot.
Yeah, because we was down 96-91.
Right?
I think we was down 96-91.
And it was
That's facts.
I was like, this dude here.
That's facts.
He ain't fair.
He's different.
He a cheat code.
His work ethic
He's very different.
is different. Matter of fact, RJ need to do whatever Brunson doing. You need to be next to him.
You need to follow him all season, all off season.
Him and quickly.
The whole
team. RJ ain't that dude, bro. RJ ain't that guy, bro.
RJ's not it.
No, well, Freezie, I'll say this one thing.
I'm giving non-guard a chance,
I'll say this one thing,
chance,
Freezie,
man.
that he stole from Brunson. That rip through move where he goes in the paint to draw a foul. He definitely stole that from Brunson.
Yeah, he definitely stole that.
I'm gonna tell you quickly, stole a lot from him in season 2.
Yes,
That
sir. Yes, sir,
getting
Ron.
that
Yes.
getting that mid range shot
Yes.
going instead of that floater all the
I
time. I
see
said,
it.
okay, I see you,
That's why
young fella.
Julius mad, because that man changed that team and he ain't with it. He want to be ISO nigga. I mean, he want to be
Yeah,
ISO dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, yo. Good, bro.
yeah. I
You
tell
know,
you,
you know what
I'm
I'm
sorry,
doing.
yo. My bad,
No, no.
freeze. Oh
If
my god.
if I'm Grimes and RJ and Quickly and
Mm.
all of them, I'm learning a way for us to learn how to play together.
yeah,
Oh
Like
I
my.
like if
agree.
yeah,
like if RJ Barrett is a cutter, likes going to the basket, and I know I like shooting that three off the wing.
Reposition,
I'm
Yeah,
getting
what
open.
I
relocate.
would, yeah, I would just, man, I would get that ball once I get the pass. I'm telling RJ to cut, and I'm putting that ball on his number as he cut to the basket. That way, he won't have to worry about a set defense. Now he's got a cleared off path to the basket, and he can try to do his finishing thing in the basket.
But
Does it guarantee? Does it guarantee that RJ is going to finish at the basket? No, but what it does guarantee is
it's
RJ
good
Barrett doesn't.
habits.
RJ Barrett doesn't have to dribble through traffic.
But here's the thing, Freezy. A good coach with a good offense will instill these habits year over year in training camps. We
Mm.
don't see these habits being instilled. We just see isolation habits and like slowly you see guys learning how to relocate off of isolation away from the
Mm.
play. But outside of that, it's
Mm.
you're not gonna get like those types of things consistently in terms of chemistry unless they
Right.
do it on their own completely, which is hard to do without. I mean, like I'll put it this way: doesn't a life coach helps make your life better, right?
Right.
A
Mm.
Hmm.
basketball coach is supposed to make you better at basketball.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
Right.
when we talk about these things, where we're talking about like these timing passes and chemistry, you got to have someone over your shoulder trying to instill the good habits over and over. And you're not going to get good ball handling, good passing, good ball movement, man movement. Those are the IQ things that are supposed to get drilled into your head by your coaching staff. And if you're not necessarily getting it, it's not going to pop up in a postseason game with all the pressure. Like you're
Right.
just going to resort to what you know or what you've been doing for 82 games.
You know what? Dre, you know where I got that play from? The one that I
Where?
just mentioned?
Yeah.
The Denver Nuggets.
Oh, they run. All
The
right, all
Denver
right.
Nuggets, right? Michael Porter Jr. was having trouble getting by KD and all of them going to the basket. So Jamal Murray posted up in front of Jokic. He caught
Yeah.
the ball right. Jokic went to the opposite side of the floor. Right in behind him, Michael Porter Jr. was cutting to the basket.
I
And
think he
Jabbar,
dunked on Katie. Was
yeah,
that that play? Yeah.
he threw a seed, hit that dude dead in the chest, where he didn't have to worry about dribbling or none of that. Right? And so RJ being that guy that wants to do the same thing, I think we just have to make it easier for RJ and for Grimes and for Quickly and all these guys. And the
Even
thing
Randall too, Freezy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Getting
I would
Randall downhill
right.
be
That's
so.
the best version of Randall when he goes downhill.
That's the thing, Ron. That's the thing I was gonna mention, bro. It makes no sense that Tom Thibodeau lets a 260-pound power forward ISO off the wing and think that he's gonna get to the rim. It makes no sense, and it's not Randall.
Non-cipher.
It's
And the
not
Word.
defense
Randall
already
fault.
waiting on you. They
And
know you
yes,
coming.
Non-cipher.
and it's not Randall fault, bro, because nobody else on the floor is a dynamic threat with the pass or the shot.
Hmm.
So now when Randall go to everybody sagging down in the paint on Randall. So we
Like
can
I
blame
like
we can
like our
blame Randall.
set plays is non-existent,
Right.
really. Outside of that hammer play with with
Yeah.
with
And tell
Hartenstein, it's non-existent.
and answer this, fellas. Why have we got a guy that's capable in shooting the three? We don't run no plays for him. Sometimes he don't touch the ball till the third quarter for a shot or
You
Mm.
talking
late in the
about
second
Grimes?
quarter. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Grimes. Yeah.
How in the
Mm-hmm.
world we
Mm-hmm.
in this modern day of basketball and we don't do
We don't
nothing for
even
this
we
guy
don't
to
run
get
him
him
off
open?
which is funny because it
No,
No
was working.
curves, no
no
And
nothing.
curls,
No
none of
screens,
that.
you know
no
what's
nothing.
funny? You know what's funny? When Grimes first got
Wow.
in the rotation last year when he
That's
played
deep.
against the Bucks and he
Mhm.
got hot, they were running curls for him that whole
Mhm.
game, if you
Mm-hmm.
recall.
They
They were
even
running
let him when he
Mm-hmm.
got 20 points, they would let him bring it up.
and then
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes,
now
they
it's like
did. Yep.
and
Now it's like
now
go sit in the corner.
Go sit in the corner. We're gonna run this ISO, and you might get the ball.
Sit, boo boo, sit. Good dog.
That boy is being wasted, underutilized. Another
That's
case.
what I was saying about Obi. Like, if we had another coach, do you not feel like his potential would blow out the building? Like, I think,
like
I don't
Freezie,
know.
if Obi played like next to Jokic or any of the Denver playmakers, we'd be looking at him a little bit differently.
Yeah, we be
Facts,
looking at him
Even
like,
in Memphis,
facts.
with Ja,
Even in Memphis, yes, I can see him in Memphis blowing up.
he would look real good.
Wow.
yeah,
Houston
higher
too.
Obi than I am, bro.
He got to be an up tempo game, man. He needs to be.
I say this. I'm not necessarily the highest on Obi, but I do know like Mike Malone would weaponize whatever it is Obi is.
Whatever you do well.
He'll weaponize it
Heck,
better than
put him
what
in
we would.
Sacramento with Fox and them guys.
Oh man,
You
he'll
know
tear it up,
they
man.
play fast, and that's what
He'll tear
Obi
the
wants
West
to do.
Coast up. He'll tear the
He
West
wants to
Coast
play
up, man.
fast.
Yeah, definitely. You can see how he
Obi
run up the
don't fit.
court.
That's why I've been saying Obi don't fit in this offense because we
Nah,
want to play slow down basketball.
facts.
When that man want to run, that's like you got a Ferrari, but you drive it in first gear.
Yeah.
You know, you driving in 30-mile-an-hour zones.
Yeah, you
Can't do
never
nothing.
open it out.
Can't
Hey,
never open
man,
it up.
hey, but Ron, you know what though? Man, I was trying to date this girl one time, and I went to go visit her on the farm in a place called Murfreesboro, right?
Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yeah, man. Ron, did I tell it? Ron, how you know this? Ron, would you?
Hey,
Ron know the
all I
story?
know is Murfreesboro
Oh,
is 30 miles from Cashville, Tennessee.
Okay. All
Cashville,
right.
Young Buck.
So, dang.
Yeah,
So Ron, so now
yeah.
I can't tell
That's
the
where my
story
kids
because
at, man. My adult kids live there
I can't
in
now I can't
Nashville.
tell the story because now Rhonda know who I'm talking about.
Oh,
But anyway, the long story short, what she showed me, it was like she was like, "Yo, people think that the mule and the horse is the same. Like she think like one is just like a baby horse, right?" And so she opened the gate, and the mule in there like making all these noises, right, with the horses. Man, she opened the gate, and them horses took out across the field, and that mule was trying to keep up with them things. That mule looked at them horses, and the mule was like, I'll see y'all when y'all get back. And turned around and came back, bro. So what I'm saying is Obi is like that, bro. We want Obi to be in this great player thing so bad, right? Because he got like the physical attributes, bro. But he ain't it, bro. He ain't no
There,
thoroughbred, bro.
there's a mental aspect to the game as well. So
It's called dog.
And I think that for Obi, you can see it when Obi got it going and he feel good about himself.
Yeah.
He gonna have a good night. But if he make a few mistakes, I mean, I watched that man on the bench, and this was no joke. I remember watching him; he was hitting himself in the head because he made mistakes and got pulled.
Mental errors. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the difference between good and great players, man. It ain't because all these guys are gifted when they get this far, man. What's gonna separate you is your ability to read the game and play in high pressure situations.
Right. My only drawback for my only thing with Obi is not that he lacked the physical ability. I think Obi's biggest deal is he lacks spatial awareness. You feel me? Like he lacks that spatial awareness. Like guys have like a nose for the. It's like Ronnie Lott, bro. Ronnie Lott was not the most physically gifted. Ronnie Lott was like a 4'5" guy, right? Kind of agile, all that stuff. But the thing that Ronnie Lott had more so than anybody else is he wanted to win more than anybody else. Right? I saw Ronnie Lott hit Christian Okoye one time, and I was like, "There's no way."
Knocked him on his back.
Yes,
the only man to ever do that to him.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Yo, you know what? The Miami Dolphins had a dude number 13, right? This dude, he played safety, right? His name was Jake Scott. The dude, he was a 4'5" guy, average height, average weight, middle of the pack dude. But that dude would lay his body on the line, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, bro, come on. He was
Look at
hitting.
Zach Thomas, Freezie. Zach
Yeah,
Thomas wasn't the biggest, wasn't the fastest, but when he got there, you knew he was there, and he didn't miss tackles.
he made a
He did the
difference.
best with what he had.
Yes, and so when I look at Obi,
Overachieved.
when I look at Obi, I'm like, yo, where is Obi? Where's Obi 18 rebound game at? Right? Has Obi had an 18 rebound game yet? I don't because it can't just be points because everybody at this level can score. Can you have an impact? Are you a winner? I mean, I don't know. I just Dre, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I would rather just get another. Would rather just reset Obi thing and wish him well, bro.
I'm not mad at it.
Right.
Not mad at it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I would just wish him well, and then, you know, and I don't like. It's not that I don't like Obi. I like Obi, man. But at some point, when you drafting a bunch of kids, you're gonna realize that all the kids one or two of them just ain't gonna be it. So
I
yeah,
agree.
man.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, it seems like we all tuck it out then. Is that it? We all tuck it out. We done ran out of energy.
We
All right. All
we
right.
blew a
Okay.
gasket. Blew a gasket. We
Yeah.
got it. We got it all out. The therapy session.
I got. Yeah.
You got more.
I got.
Nah, Uncle Freeze, I was downstairs right quick. I had to run to my car to go get some, Duke. I hear everything, bro. I had to put it on mute. But Obi, you right about Obi. We might have to just, let him rock off somewhere else.
Every kid you draft ain't gonna be it, because when you look at the Lakers, like when you look at the Lakers drafted Kobe, right?
Facts.
Right. But what about the Corey Blunts?
Mm.
They also drafted Corey Blunt, right?
Oh wow.
They also drafted Nick Van Exel, yeah.
Wow. Yes, they did.
They also brought in Samaki Walker.
Oh
yes, they
God.
did. Samaki Walker. Wow.
That man went to the draft with a top hat on.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yo, Dre, you remember that? Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, man.
I mean, pimping.
Yeah, man. I mean, think about it. They also had Chris Mem. Yeah, remember Chris Mem?
Chris Mem.
Trash.
Oh, trash. Word.
Yeah, they traded and got him because they saw something in him. Cleveland drafted him early, and the Lakers traded for him. They thought he was gonna be something. So everybody ain't gonna work out, bros. I mean, But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go get some sleep, man. It's been a long day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, man. I'm gonna do the next morning drive probably at like 9, something like that. I'm gonna probably get me
I'm
like.
Up, man. I'm trying to send all these family members back home. Like I said, man, I had a little. My sister passed away. Thank you, Uncle Freezie.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you, Corey Lee. Thank you to everybody that hollered at your boy. ESJ, I love you for that and whatnot, for sure, for sure. Yeah. And yo, I just want to say this PSA real quick. Let's, as Black folks or Afro Americans, let's take care of our health. Let's go to these doctors. Sure. Let's not be ashamed to check our health and our wealth and our mental state. And you know what I'm saying? Let's do that. My sister was 48, and she had a condition, and that was my baby sister. Thank you, and whatnot. But I appreciate y'all, and I'm telling you, I was hiding out in the bushes this whole time, and I was looking at Freezie, and I was looking at for the love of the game and everybody, and I love y'all. Got me through this, and I'm back, and we're gonna be strong, y'all.
Yeah,
and
man.
next year we're gonna do what we got to do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
No doubt.
Y'all. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, y'all. Yo, Uncle Freezie, I'll catch up with you in the morning. Holla. I'm off for the next couple of weeks, man. So I'm around.
All right, no doubt.
Peace. All for real. Thank you.